time to wake up. Kincade and Salciunas is on the air.
Today's talk show for your morning drive.
If you are the Phillies management, you're Dave Dombrowski, are you going all in? And by all in, you're going to be giving up some top guys.
I do believe I know that this team cannot put together 5 to 6 weeks of great baseball. Nope. As currently constituted.
Broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studios, here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Well, they haven't started off great. That was a great start. Second half of the season, dropping 2 of 3 to the Angels. I promise you, this is my promise for the Philadelphia audience today, Johnny. Good morning. That we will show more energy in this show over the next 4 hours than what I saw out of the Phillies yesterday. Game 1, all right, that sucks. Game 2 was electric. Yesterday, abysmal. Phillies dropped 2 of 3 to the Angels to start the second half of the season. And, I'm the guy that keeps on talking about going all in. I still stand by it. That was not a fun start to the second half of the season, Johnny.
I'm going to say to you this, we'll talk about it because I see it's here, that we'll talk about how this team looks, but I will ask you this. This team still has an all-in look to them? So you get to see 3 more games this weekend.
Yes.
This looks like a team that you say, dude, push all the chips in the center of the table.
They got David Robertson now, so that adds to my feeling of being all in.
They got a guy who you may have seen in your beer league softball or baseball. You may have seen him pitch in that league.
Look, again, to be clear, when I say all in, it's because of the rotation, and I don't want to waste this rotation. I can't waste Zach Wheeler and Ranger Suarez, even though he pitched poorly yesterday. That's not what I'm going to continue to expect. I can't waste Luzardo. I can't waste whenever Aaron Nola comes back. I definitely can't waste Christopher Sanchez. I can't waste a rotation where I feel like every single night my team has a chance to win. Last week on Friday when we were doing the show, who was it? Was it Jason Stark, who was on with the Mike Missanelli show, said that a GM of one of the contending National League teams that will be in the playoffs realized that their starting pitching is better than all of ours, right? And I feel like that's the case for every team, even the Dodgers, because the Dodgers have dealt with so many injuries.
Yeah, the Dodgers have had
different, but I'm talking rotation. Like the guy that's on the bump that's going to be pitching hopefully at least 6 innings will be better than the opposing team's pitcher that will be pitching about 6 innings.
Yeah, I just am not. That's where we part ways.
That's fair.
As far as I don't believe that, as currently constituted, and I'm glad that that's part of the, part of that initial preview of the show. As currently constituted, that can change. I don't believe this team has the looks at all.
Yeah, but
of a championship club at all.
But you have to, if we're talking about going all in or not, you have to base off of what you have. So I know you keep on saying currently constituted. I agree with you. This team right now is not a World Series team, but I'm going all in to try to make them a contender.
I'm going to just tell you is since 22. So if we're going since 22, since the Rob Thompson era, this is the worst I've seen of Real Muto. This is the worst I've seen of Castellanos. So those 2 issues are there. The worst I've seen of Stott.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, if you believe the story on Alec Boehm, you weren't watching Instagram over the holidays. I don't believe Alec Boehm got injured in a baseball game. I don't believe Alec Boehm got injured in a baseball game. But we'll talk about that. There was a lot
All-Star break?
There's a lot going on in the All-Star break.
He was busy?
Yeah, quite busy. Jumping on and off boats. Doing all kinds of great stuff down the shore.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Video of it. And by the way, video evidence.
I missed
By the way, documented video evidence of it. Like when you got a broken rib and stuff like that, and you're jumping on and off boats, picking people up and doing stuff.
Remember when somebody complained? People complain about you all the time. Remember when somebody complained about you kind of ripping Sidney Brown for doing that obstacle course? 2 or 3 weeks ago, and you were like, hey, maybe a guy that's always hurt.
Yeah, maybe a guy that's always, And if you're somebody who was banged up going into the All-Star break, maybe you don't want to be doing things documented on social media where you're like diving on and off boats, grabbing people and like lifting stuff and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to do that where it's documented.
But he's part of the daycare.
Or you maybe, living in the big blue world.
He's young. Well, that's on. He didn't do it.
That's part of the daycare, though. Got to have that. Maybe someone was dropping seeds on him and cups of water, and it was just fun and games.
Now, believe it or not, this is when it gets funny. John did find a positive, though, this weekend, which is amazing, and I'm proud of you for it because I could just complain, and I'm going to complain. Majority of me today will be complaining about this past weekend, but you found a positive, and I'm very proud of you for it.
Yeah, I mean, I just said, look, I know this. This team, and just it starts with the negative, but it becomes a positive. I know this because of the way this team approaches the All-Star break every single year with no urgency. Like where they go in and they give you they don't set up their good pitchers for after the All. They tell their best pitchers to take the All-Star game off, but then they give them off for an entire week and don't pitch them in the first series. So that makes no sense. But for the fourth year in a row, the Phillies sleepwalk out of the All-Star break. But that hasn't hurt them the previous 3 years. They've done this the last 3 years. They've come out of the All-Star break and they have absolutely sucked. Coming out of the 2022 All-Star break, they were outscored 25-7 in a 3-game sweep by the Cubs at Citizens Bank. They won a series against the Padres in 2023, but they got pounded 8-3 the first game out of the All-Star break. Last year, they lost a series at the Pirates, got pounded 8-7, they made a comeback, lost 8-7 to the Pirates. And then this year they go out and they lose a series to a mediocre Angels team at best, even below mediocre. But what do I know about that? That it meant nothing. So 3 years in a row, it's meant nothing. So I'm a big believer in trends, and I'm a big believer in studying history. It meant nothing the last 3 years. So for the fourth year, I'm not going to overreact because there's something that made me smile. I saw glimpses. I saw glimpses of the guy who, honestly, he's the straw that stirs the drink.
Oh, yeah.
And without him, you have no shot.
Yep.
And Bryce Harper stole my heart and stole my imagination this weekend. And that maybe changes my whole idea, again, about where things can go. You see Schwarber playing Superman, well, I've sort of gotten used to that. But to me, seeing glimpses of, wait a minute, I know that guy. That's Bryce Harper. If that came together. Now, yesterday was a sleepwalk, but it was a sleepwalk for the whole team. If I see Bryce Harper coming together, coming alive, if I see another week of that, yeah, the smile turns upside down. But based on the last 3 years, I look at them coming out of the All-Star break. They take such a nonchalant attitude towards it, it doesn't shock me. Because I think that Rob just, we had a big week, and it's all here. So, look, they came out of the All-Star break the same way they had the last 3 years, sleepwalking. But it didn't bother them the last 3 years.
No.
So I'm not going to overreact on the fourth.
Now, part of the sleepwalking could be, they did lose Alec Boehm after the first game of the series because of whatever injury he sustained.
Yeah. I wonder where he sustained it.
I still disagree with the notion of the rotation that you have.
Really?
Yeah, because I think they did it a specific way. Like I don't think it was just to give them some extra rest. We did the exercise where we broke through the rotation and who they're facing. And Zach Wheeler specifically is pitching against the better teams in the way that they set it up.
So you punt the Angels series is what you're telling me. No, they're really, because I'm asking you this.
I think the plan was, hey, we're good enough to beat the Angels with these three starters, and they didn't beat them. And
well, then that's a miscalculation.
Okay, but you could be in a much worse situation with the upcoming series that you have with the Red Sox and the Yankees and the other good teams.
But you could have won against those teams, which would have made that a moot point.
Well, it's 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. They set it up so they get their better pitchers against better teams.
Okay, but you blew the games against the inferior opponents, and now the games that are still going to be a toss-up because you're playing really good opponents, you now put as toss-up games because you're playing really good opponents when you could have had wins in the bank.
Could have. Or you could have then lost 3 straight because you could have had inferior pitchers going up against the better teams.
And if you're telling me you're giving guys, we don't want them to pitch because it's all about the second half, to me, that was a weak attitude, bad decision. But overall, the weekend meant nothing to me. It's
except for seeing a positive in Bryce Harper.
That meant something to me.
And I'm proud of you.
That meant something to me.
Now,
yes. I was sitting at a blackjack table when I saw the base running.
Nonsense. Yeah, that was a fun
By
day.
the way, 3 guys at the blackjack table. I actually spoke.
Oh, that's
and
I
don't speak at blackjack tables.
Don't.
We watched, and the other 2 guys went, one guy went, holy sheesh.
Yeah.
And the other guy goes, this effing team. And I said it best, dude. You said it best.
Well, Johnny, I'm glad that you found the positive because I think I'm going to balance it out with a negative. It's great and all that Bryce Harper had a very good weekend. I was very, very happy about that.
But
it's going to suck only seeing him like 3 times a game. I'll explain more coming up next because what I saw this weekend just scared the heck out of me and honestly kind of made me borderline depressed about the Phillies until the deadline. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. We want to hear from you, so text us at 6. Kincade Salciunas on this Monday morning here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
It felt a little cooler this morning.
I drove windows down this morning.
That's not bad. I had a little bit of the moon roof open.
I had it said 74 degrees on the thermostat in the car as I was driving in. So that was
nice.
That's a windows down day. I'll go windows down 80s, but it was perfect this morning. So I'm proud of you for finding the positives from this past weekend.
Well, the Harper thing it's hard not to be positive about that, right?
Hard not to be positive about him specifically.
Yeah,
correct.
like to get excited about thinking, could he be? Because as I said before, if he isn't, I think this team has zero shot.
Yeah, I agree. We talked about that maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we had that topic
That
a
if
few
Bryce
weeks ago.
Harper's not Bryce Harper, it doesn't matter what you do. This team's not winning anything. So it was great to see that.
They might win the division. They might still win the division. They might still win it. They might still win a playoff series. They're not winning at all.
We're not just about winning the division anymore, right? This is about the World Series or bust. Now, here's where I was in a really bad place all weekend.
Okay.
Every time I saw the lineup come out.
Oh, boy.
I cannot watch a lineup where Brandon Marsh is the 6-hole hitter for a quote-unquote World Series contender.
What if they let him use a boat paddle?
Maybe that'll help.
I mean, come on.
That was game 1.
Come on.
Game 2, the game they win. They score 9 runs.
Yep.
I don't care. I cannot watch a World Series contender, because that's what this is all about, have Otto Kemp bat 6th
Correct.
in the order.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, game 1, Marsh 6th. Game 2, Kemp 6th. How about yesterday, Marsh 5th, Kemp 6th.
Terrible.
I cannot watch a team that has World Series expectations have those two guys bat in the middle of your order. Now, again, this is because Max Kepler is atrocious. Another 0 for 4 day yesterday. Mr. I want more playing time. Since then, Mr. I'm batting 204, and I believe I saw Jeff Kerr put out the tweet yesterday that since he's made the comments, here you go, he's batting 178. Way to really put your chest out there about how you deserve to play more and have one of the worst spells of the season, batting 178 with a whopping 1 home run.
Okay, wait a minute, though. So you give all that data, and that's great, about what had you down. And you're still saying this team's worth being all in on? Andrew, even with that rotation that you're betting on that you love,
yes,
this team's not good enough.
Well, that's why you make trades for players that can come here and actually make an impact in the lineup. Or that's why you finally call up the center fielder that everybody is waiting to see come up. Or that's why Alec Boehm, to your point, doesn't do dives off of the side of
our listeners have seen it. Our listeners have seen it. If they've seen
missed this, man.
If they've seen, because many of our listeners will follow the romance department of Alec Boehm.
Yes.
And they saw his all-star breakdown at the Jersey Shore. They saw videos. It's a lot of stuff you wouldn't be doing if you had a broken rib. Yeah. Or maybe it caused you to break a rib. I don't know.
I hope that
Never
wasn't
know.
the
Hope
case.
that's not the case.
But to your point,
the videos are out there.
I know it sounds like I'm a lunatic here complaining about the lineup and then still wanting to be all in. That's why I need
that
to
doesn't
add
make sense to me.
But that's why I need to add this lineup. I've been saying it since the Houston series. I can't watch this starting pitching get wasted.
But you got to fix the bullpen too. There's 3 legs of the stool. The starting pitching's a great leg, and it's strong, unlike Connor's today. It's strong.
Fine.
The 2 other legs of the stool stink.
Yes.
So you're talking about going all in. To go all in, if you go all in, you're only able to fix one of those legs. Maybe fix one of those legs. And that's the bullpen. You can't fix this lineup.
You can add to it for sure.
You can add to it, but you can't fix it. So so what you're doing is you're putting lipstick on the pig. You're painting a deck that isn't structurally sound. Your house has termites, and you're deciding.
No, the structure is the rotation.
No,
I'm trying to add to that structure.
You're not. No, I think the structure is your lineup. I think your lineup's your structure. This team is rickety. It's built on a rickety base.
Yeah, but the worries that Andrew has, I need to talk to you about putting those aside for a little bit because they're valid concerns, but you've got to remember where we're at in the season, right? Like where we're at currently as far as the deadline and where they're at standings-wise. So there's more to this where I don't think your concerns are something you have to worry about long-term.
Whoa. How does it get better? If they don't add, like let's just say they don't add, how does this offense get better?
I think those guys are not hitting hitting in those spots because it's the best spot for them. I think there's another reason why the Phillies could be doing that right now.
All right, well then I need to hear this
Connor's
next.
magic wand coming up next.
I need to hear this next because I'm still waiting for Max Kepler's power surge to show up eventually. I don't know where.
Well, let him make it.
I'm looking forward to it.
He may convince you.
I'll hear it next.
Doubt it.
Now, we also have to hear something else. How much are owner and GM on the same page? Reports may say one thing, the owner may say the other. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phillies drop another series. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies lost 2 of 3 to the Angels over the weekend, including an 8-2 loss yesterday afternoon. Ranger Suarez had an uncharacteristically rough start in Sunday's game, allowing 6 earned in 4 1/3 innings pitched. The Phils did get some encouraging signs offensively, though, with Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber's power showing off in the series. Still, though, they've lost 3 series in a row. So moves at the deadline, well, they need to happen. And Bryce Harper talked about that over the weekend.
I think management knows that. I think Donovan knows that as well. They're going to make the best decision for our team. And, if he's in those plans, obviously he should be here. He's been great for us. He's our leader.
And also Kyle Schwarber with what he did this weekend. Yeah, he gets some love from Bryce in that cut as well. The Phillies did make a move over the weekend. They signed veteran reliever David Robertson to a deal for the rest of the season worth $5 million. The Red Sox come to town for 3 games starting tonight at 6:45. Zach Wheeler versus Walker Buehler, the pitching matchup. The Eagles report to training camp tomorrow as we reach another milestone of preparation for their 25-26 NFL season. We'll hear from coaches and players throughout the week and keep you updated on all the news out of NovaCare. I'm Connor Thomas, and you're listening to the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Hall of Fame sports writer Jason Stark.
When the Phillies are in first place at the break,
Early
That's very formal of you.
Thank you. About what the Phillies' plan and direction could be with the upcoming trade deadline just 10 days away. But I need to hear this potential positive spin from Connor Thomas about the Phillies lineup, where I watched Brandon Marsh bat sixth in one game, Otto Kemp bat sixth in one game, and then in game 3 of the series where they put up a whopping 2 runs, Marsh batted fifth and Kemp batted sixth. That's a strong middle of the order you have for the AAA Lehigh Valley Iron. Oh, I'm sorry. It was for the Phillies. What do you got,
That was
Connor?
wild.
Yeah, it's not a positive spin on the lineup. That lineup stinks.
Okay.
But we're 10 days to the trade deadline. Your starting third baseman's currently injured. I think that we need to, from now until July 31st, give a little bit of grace with the lineup because there could be mandates from the front office saying, hey, I want to see this guy do this. Or we've got to figure out who this guy is. And I know your argument is going to be, well, we're however many games in this season, they should know already.
Yeah.
But for the next 10 days, as they decide how they're going to reshape this roster in the biggest offseason of this, or biggest trade deadline of this core's tenure here, you may see a weird thing or two with the lineup that they're trying to figure out.
All right. Well, now my rebuttal to you, Mr. Judge, is
Mr. Judge, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
You're someone who is hesitant to trade prospects.
No, that's not true.
I don't
Well,
believe
no,
that.
no, you're not as extreme as I am.
Yeah,
Which
I mean,
get.
compared to you, everybody's hesitant to
But,
trade prospects.
Like, I don't know how aggressive you're willing to be because you want to keep a lot of these guys, and so
I'd move everybody but Painter.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's. You've been very. I think you've been very
Yeah.
consistent with that for the right guy.
Right, yeah, like Crawford is a questionable.
For the right guy,
Miller's a
he's-
questionable,
yeah.
but like Painter's the only dude that I'm saying no.
That last week he said that was the only untouchable.
All right, then I'll
for
take-
the
I'll
right
take that
guy,
back.
for the right move.
Yeah, I don't want to just bail out these guys for nothing. But, dude, this team needs to improve. I'm just saying, like, if we sit here and we've got 10 days to the deadline, we're saying Otto Kemp shouldn't be hitting sixth. Like, you're right, but right now
I
there's a
am
lot
right.
of
period.
there's a lot of
Okay.
stuff moving with the
Okay, but
situation with the team.
Let
That's
me
all I'm
ask-
saying.
Let me ask you this though. All right, let's say you don't have to. Let's say Marsh can. Let's say you fix Marsh by you let Crawford come up,
Sure.
and you fix the Marsh situation where he becomes a player, or you move him to left. Okay, so he goes over to left. All right. So then you fix the. Is that a fix of the Otto Kemp situation? Because I think Otto Kemp is actually better at the plate than Marsh potentially.
Maybe.
No, but I mean he
Like,
has been
I just
many
yeah,
times.
you know how one of my biggest complaints with the platoon on this team is that they don't have two good options to
Correct.
platoon.
I get you.
The same goes with Marsh Kemp.
I got you.
That's not a platoon that goes World Series.
I totally understand you.
I'm already platooning second
Okay.
base now too.
Because this is where I think I hear when you tell me all in, and then I hear you go, you're making my case for me. That this team's just not good enough because even if they go and acquire a couple guys, like if they go all in, they can fix the bullpen or they can maybe fix the bat. They're not going to fix Bryson Stott's situation. Bryson
No.
Stott is a quad A player. The jury is the jury's in, guilty. It's over. It's over. I said it was over a month ago, but it's over. Hopefully more people are coming into the box. I've had a couple emails this weekend where people are like, okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And I even had one guy who argued with me last month who sent back an email, and I appreciate it, going, he took me out last month, and he goes, okay, I'm with you now. You can't enter 2026 with Bryson Stott as your everyday second baseman. You can't play, Sosa can't be a everyday type player. Marsh can't be an everyday type player.
And that's
He said,
why-
Otto Kemp. This team's not good enough, guys.
That's why, again, you could either do the Harper goes to the outfield thing, or
Well, if he's willing to, you got to ask him if he's
no,
willing.
he is willing.
To.
Remember, he's willing.
Well, for the right. If they made the
If
right
they make
move,
the right move.
you have to ask him his permission.
or
He's not willing to just do it for anybody.
you acquire a right-handed hitter that plays outfield from the team you just faced. And
What?
no, I'm not talking
Oh,
about
stop.
Mike Trout.
Yeah,
no,
thank you.
I'm talking about either Taylor Ward or Joe Adele, two guys that are 20-plus home run hitters that bat from the right side. And Adele plays center, Ward plays left. If you could get one of those two guys, and this is all just me throwing stuff out there because there's no reports around it. What I'm saying is if you get a right-handed power bat that legitimately can drive the ball, right? 20. These guys both have over 20 home runs. That fills one of your outfield needs. You platoon second base with Stott and Sosa. Bohm, I eventually will be coming back and healthy. And now you're really just platooning second base.
Then I have absolutely feel you have made your lineup potentially adequate.
And that's one guy.
But you made your lineup potentially adequate.
Yes.
That's it. Okay.
And then you go all in for the bullpen.
I feel better about that. And by the way, that's the strategy I would take. That's what I would do. I'm more all in on fixing the bullpen situation.
Right.
And making one move, right-handed bat.
I think the bullpen is the splash name. I think the lineup is where you get creative. But it can't be this nonsense that Dombrowski was spewing about a month ago, that he believes the improvements are internal, that some guys will just start playing better baseball, or there's young guys in the farm system like Otto Kemp. Remember when he said that?
Oh, yeah, he did.
No.
We like playing young players.
Yeah, no,
look,
you don't.
Brought up Otto Kemp.
Hang on now. No, you're right about the young players thing. I get that. The Crawford thing's weird. But let's be fair to Dombrowski. Since he said that, Marsh has been swinging it better. JT's been swinging it much better. We've seen Bohm continue to improve. Now we need him back healthy. But you did see internal improvement in the lineup from when Dombrowski said that to where we're at now.
Okay.
Now it hasn't been enough.
I'm not going to buy that will stay
Until it's
consistent.
enough, though, Connor, I don't give it to say that it's been better, okay.
Yeah, Marsh has been playing better.
No lies detected.
Applaud to him.
But to say it's adequate, no.
And that it's
adequate for a
continue?
World Series contender, no.
That.
And to say to say that you believe it's going to continue, no.
All right, so we have some audio for you from John Middleton. So last week, on Friday, we did a whole show about how they're going all in, right? Every report, Jason Stark.
Sure.
Who I believe Jason Stark, all right, Hall of Fame reporter, especially when it comes to the Phillies.
What does he know?
Inside and out. He knows everything that's going on. We've heard from Ken Rosenthal, Jim Bowden, excuse me. You were speaking with some people that were at the All-Star festivities in Atlanta, so that a lot of people are believing that the Phillies are gearing up for some splashy stuff. Now, John Middleton, he's the owner. He's got to sign off on it. Here was John Middleton before, was it Friday night's game against the Angels, speaking to members of the Philadelphia media and talking about the upcoming deadline.
When Reuben was the general manager, he did an extraordinary job. Got Cliff Lee in 09 at the trade deadline, added Pedro shortly after that. After 09 season, in the offseason, he brought in Roy Halladay, extended him, brought in Roy Oswald in 10 at the trading deadline, re-signed Cliff, after 10 during the offseason, brought in Hunter Pence. Every move he made, it was an A-plus move. And every player that he brought in performed at a very high level. And we still lost. And not only did we not win the World Series, but we exited every year one round earlier than the year before. And then so if you kind of empty the cupboard, you can do everything right and you still don't win. It's a bad call, it's a bad break, a bad bounce of a ball. It's some guy who just gets ridiculously hot on the other team and beat you. So those things, you have to take that, you have to weigh all that.
What's John Middleton's morning show of choice?
I'm guessing Kincade and Salciunas.
I think he's listening.
By the way, he says some guy gets really hot, makes me immediately think of Cody Bleepin Ross.
By the way, when his house caught on fire.
Really? That's who you think of?
Who did he call? Chief Dan.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Chief Dan was there when his house caught on fire,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he can thank the Kincades.
So you hear John Middleton there sort of saying, yeah, we've gone all in the past, and they were great moves, but we didn't win.
But he used the term. So when you empty the cupboards and you do all that, you can still lose. So in other words, Andrew, I need you to come to grips with it. What you are asking to happen, John Middleton just told you is not happening.
And nobody in baseball is doing it. It's not like other teams are doing this. Right?
Yeah,
You're asking for a strategy that no longer exists.
It's not happening. So it's not happening.
Well, it's not that it doesn't exist anymore because teams now value the control, and there are controllable assets that are available. Duran's like the big name, right? The closer from the Twins. He's got 3 years left under control. Guys aren't trading for rentals anymore, like big rentals. Like
sure.
Obviously, but even I brought up Josh Bell a couple of weeks ago. Like Josh Bell's available, right? But like, if it's a big name, they have to have control. So it's still a potential possibility.
Yeah, but even big names under control don't move, right? You might see one, you might see two, and there are a lot of contenders in baseball. So that's the thing. The strategy of going all in, trading everybody, emptying all the prospects, that does not exist in 2025 baseball. So you need to find a way to thread that needle of keeping the guys you need to refill the coffers in the future and doing what you can do to improve this roster.
All I'm saying is don't let them say no. Dave Dombrowski put together packages where teams can't say no. That's what I would do. I can't let this rotation go to waste.
His answer was too specific.
I
Connor,
got
do you believe you agree that his answer the other day to that question, it was too specific. He had point to make, and so that means they've discussed that. They've had great lengths discussion about it. It ain't happening.
Well, maybe it'll change 10 days from now. Maybe Dave Dombrowski can coerce him into saying, all right, yeah, sure, fine. We'll trade some of these top prospects. Proven versus unknown, Mr. Middleton. I stand by it. I'll never change. Proven versus unknown. Coming up next.
F them
It's
picks.
one thing for John Middleton to say. What are the reporters saying, Johnny? Bob Nightingale was on with Kevin Cooney over the weekend, and he talked about how the Phillies still seem to be aggressive. He gave names as well. You'll hear that coming up next. We'll also get your text messages at 610-632-0975, reacting to a rough weekend for the Phillies, to say the least.
Woof.
I'm still all in, Johnny. It's
Woof.
Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
The summer's here, and you know what that means. Engagement season.
Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Thanks for being with us. Our YouTube family, text line, you name it. We'll check our text line momentarily at 610-632-0975 as we react to the Phillies dropping 2 of 3 to the Angels, and yet I'm still going all in with this baseball team. All right, so Bob Nightingale was on with Kevin Cooney this past weekend, yesterday to be exact. And he was talking about how he still believes the Phillies are going to be aggressive. Take a listen.
I think he's going to make a big splash. I think he's got no choice. Main reason I think is John Middleton. I mean, John Middleton is as aggressive and competitive as an owner as there is in the sport. I don't think he would think it's acceptable at all for them to fall short and not at least make the World Series. No, not that Dave would be in trouble or anything, but I think he'd be, I think ownership would be furious if they aren't playing deep in October. The team's got too much talent, to go out first round and, underachieve again in the playoffs.
I love when he says they would be furious if they don't go deep in the playoffs. You think we haven't necessarily had so much fun watching this team, the up and down roller coaster? You don't think John Middleton feels that way too? Going, my God, look at all the money that I'm putting into this baseball club, and we've dropped 3 straight series now.
I'm telling you before, there was something in the John Middleton quote. Did you hear something in the original John Middleton point that really stuck with me? About how he said they went to the playoffs all those years, and every year they went one less further. I keep bringing that up.
Yeah.
If that happens again, if they don't go further than last year, there's a managerial change.
Oh, probably.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
No, guaranteed. No, I don't think probably. I'll put it in cement. It's a guaranteed managerial.
Well, the funny thing is he didn't seem to blame, because he talks about Ruben and what Ruben did in 09 to 11. He didn't seem to blame the guy at the front of the front office.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He said he understood it, but he understood it was a mistake. He understood that the moves were all A+ at the time, but they didn't realize the cost to the organization for a decade after.
Now, you could still make a big splash and not, empty the coffers, as you say. Like,
yes, you could.
You have multiple.
I'll tell you, you get Duran. If this team wakes up with a certifiable lockdown closer,
yes,
and everybody else moves down the food chain, and you get me a right-handed bat. Give me a right-handed bat. Give me one of the names you suggested.
Taylor Ward, Joe Adell.
Or call the Texas Rangers. Mm-hmm. Or call any one of a number of teams. I understand the Atlanta Braves have one, too. I don't want. Call any one of those teams. You get me that. You get me a shutdown closer. My thoughts on the Phillies' chances in October completely change. Because of the chess match, as Connor pointed out, because of then how that all shifts around. Everything changes.
Yeah.
And if Alec Boehm then maybe doesn't have a very lively all-star break where he potentially breaks a rib or something.
And who knows? If Crawford is a part of the trade, that's a moot point. But if Crawford is not a part of the trade, he's your center fielder. You get one of these right-handed bats that can play left field for you, and now all of a sudden your outfield is set. Like it is a starting outfield. Even though we might be putting a lot on the plate of a young kid in Justin Crawford, but he'd be batting 9th for you, unless Bryson Stott's batting 9th for you in the games that he plays. I mean, it's horrible.
But that's the thing with the lineup
for him,
right? When you brought up before, like, Marsh hitting 5th, they know what teams are interested in. The theory that's been floated is, could they move Marsh to open a spot to bring up Crawford? So maybe something you're seeing with the lineup is externally motivated for, like, hey, we want to show this guy off for the next 10 days ahead of the deadline to promote that trade.
Could they show off Max Kepler?
No. But
no, we've seen enough. Everybody has seen enough.
All right, in all seriousness, he's not on this team in August, right? Like, he's DFA'd. I don't see how he can still be on this team. I think it's Whit Merrifield from last year.
Yeah.
I can't for the life of me see a guy that was openly complaining about playing time and then bat 187 since those comments.
By the way, I saw something going around social media that needs to be brought up because people were dissing Max Kepler about all the team was up when Schwarber hit his grand slam.
Oh, yeah.
And the only player that wasn't was Max Kepler, who had just had his cleats fixed.
Yeah,
who had just had one of his cleats replaced.
How dare he have his cleats fixed?
And it's not like
he's sitting there.
He wasn't sitting there with his arms folded.
He just had his. So it's like people take stuff out of context. Yeah. They're like, "Look at Kepler. He's sitting there. Get this dude out of here." he just had his cleats fixed.
Yeah. I know.
It's
We're
like, come on,
we're always looking for something.
I mean, seriously,
the only thing that
look at Kepler. He's sitting there on the bench. Everybody else is up. Yeah, he just had finished having his cleats. He's putting on new shoes.
Yeah, the only thing I see with Kepler is 0 for his last 13, 1 for his last 16,
there's enough
2 for his last 19.
Yeah, there's enough to really be upset
That's what I'm
with
looking
Kepler.
at. Not about whether or not he's standing up. Look, the last guy I saw jump for joy after Harper hit a home run. He got hurt, and they brought him back.
By the way, they brought him back, yes.
Yeah, I don't even mind Kepler wanting to play. I mean, you need to understand, bro, you have not remotely earned it.
I
Like
wanna
that.
know,
That's
though.
the
And that's
anger
why
with
I
him.
was so angry that day when that story came out. And there were people that tried defending it, like, well, he was told that he was going to be a starter here. Okay, and then when you stink, you lose your starting job.
And look,
isn't that in every walk of life? If you're not performing any job in the world, you're not performing very well, you probably
that's not
lose
true.
your job.
Major League umpires.
Yeah, that's a good point, but that's a union.
I understand
That's
there are
different.
terms in the Robertson deal, though, that we have to look at. He's not missing tapioca night at a place for mom. He's not going to like the night. And there is bingo night.
Look,
bingo night, he's not pitching. He'll pitch in the day game on bingo night, but he's not missing bingo night.
Hey, make
He's
all
only
the old,
40.
make all the old man jokes you want. He's probably better than 3/5 of the bullpen.
They
that
asked
the
him to
Phillies have
break
now.
they asked him to break a pane of glass.
All right, what do we got on the text line, Connor, about our beloved Fightin' Phils?
All right, we have a check-in here, and they say, it's Nathan in Columbus, Ohio. Says, morning, lads.
What's
I don't
up?
know why we get lads from Ohio, but we'll
Fine
take
with a
it.
lad.
The trade deadline is not the place to totally restructure your team. I completely agree with John in this. They're more than one bat away from fixing the lineup.
But can restructuring your team be guys with multiple years under control?
Yes.
When we played the Jason Stark audio last week, he talked about the make, but he even said it's not going to happen. The Duran and Buxton trade, right? He said
Thank heavens.
if you make a trade like that, you're making a trade for the next 3 postseason runs. This year's and then the next 2 years after that because you have them under control. So that is restructuring a team with a trade deadline acquisition. Now, I don't think that trade's happening because, A, Buxton doesn't want to leave. B, I'm not necessarily clamoring for a guy that's never really healthy. But a guy like Duran is on your team for years to come. You're not selling out for 2 more months.
If you were sitting, by the way, in left field yesterday, I want to know if you saw the guy that they had with the sign that had the please stay sign for Trout.
Who, Trout?
He had the trout with a fish on it. It said, please stay. And I swear to you, they didn't comment on it. He was wearing an Embiid jersey. And I thought it was very ironic that a guy's wearing an Embiid jersey with a sign that says, please stay. They're the same guy.
Yeah.
They're the Spider-Man meme. Pick the night that they're going to show up and play. Come on. No, we don't need Mike Trout.
By the way, Mike Trout he would have the second most home runs on the Phillies.
Yeah,
right
I'd take
now,
Trout in a
which
heartbeat.
is unbelievable.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right,
He'd
come
be
on.
out next week with a strained pinky.
Coming up next, we'll check more of our text line, but also
A dinged fingernail.
to not just have laugh so we don't cry conversations about the Phillies. The Eagles received their Super Bowl rings this weekend, Johnny. They were beautiful, and there was a message that seemed to be throughout the room. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phillies had a tough return from the All-Star break. I'm Connor Thomas, and they lost 2 of 3 to the Angels over the weekend, including an 8-2 loss yesterday afternoon. Ranger Suarez, one of those rare tough starts for him. He went 4 1/3 innings, allowed 6 earned runs, and it was not enough for them to get the job done. They've lost 3 straight series, but they did get some encouraging signs offensively with Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber showing off power in the series. For Harper, that's a great thing with the wrist injury he's been dealing with. For Schwarber, well, it makes you think about the offseason and how the Phillies could potentially re-sign him. Bryce Harper talked about bringing back Schwarber over the weekend.
I think management knows that. I think Dombo knows that as well. They're going to make the best decision for our team, and if he's in those plans, obviously he should be here. He's been great for us. He's our leader.
But that's a problem for further down the road. In the immediacy, the trade deadline's 10 days away, and the Phillies signed veteran reliever David Robertson to a deal for the rest of the season worth $5 million. They did that yesterday. The Red Sox are in town for 3 games starting tonight at 6:45 p.m. Zach Wheeler versus Walker Buehler, the pitching matchup in Game 1. Eagles report to training camp tomorrow as we reach another milestone of preparation for the 25-26 season. We'll hear from coaches and players throughout the week. Keep you updated here on News Out of NovaCare. This update's brought to you by Rapid Radios. Their instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage for a limited time. Get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code radio for an extra 5% off. I'm Connor Thomas for 97.5 The Fanatic.
Andrew DeCecco.
The player who I'm most interested in, and one who I believe is going to step in.
Fanatic on this Monday morning, Championship Monday, John. I haven't said that in a while. Championship Monday on the Fanatic, presented to us by Pierce Phelps Bryant Heating and Air Conditioning Contractors. Visit nopaybryant.com. And the Eagles celebrated that championship over the weekend. We'll get into that in a few minutes. But just to sort of round out our opening topic, and we'd love to hear from people all show at 610-632-0975. Phillies have a disappointing weekend against the Angels. I watched lineups that consisted of Brandon Marsh batting 6th or 5th, Otto Kemp batting 6th. That scares me. Now, I get it. With Bohm out, everybody has to move up a spot. With Max Kepler being horrible, he has to either not play or he bats 7th like he did yesterday. So that happens. And so I still believe that they can acquire a legitimate right-handed bat at some point during this upcoming trade deadline, which is 10 days from now. And I'm going to stand by it because I can't waste this rotation. I will ignore what Ranger Suarez did yesterday. It was bad, but I'll write that off. I have to see more outings before I start sounding any alarms, right?
John, yeah, that's how I am. But John Kruk, 7 pitches in, he made a comment.
Really?
12 pitches in, he made a comment. I took note of it for whatever reason because it was just weird.
Yeah.
And then it was 27 pitches into the first inning, and he goes, yeah, Ranger doesn't look like Ranger today. Because he just was like, this doesn't look like Ranger. And John Kruk saw it early.
Yeah.
This doesn't look like Ranger. And Tom made the point during the broadcast. He goes, let's hope this isn't what happened last year to Ranger after the All-Star break, where Ranger really went south.
Yeah, but last year he was dealing with the back.
Okay.
I'm hoping that was just too much time has gone by since he's pitched last.
That could be, and he's a rhythm guy.
That's just my hope, because we haven't heard of any health issues with Ranger Suarez
and
recently.
He's been fantastic.
Right, it's not like he's been battling with anything.
To me, that is a absolute in one ear, out the other. I'm absolutely turning the page on that one.
Yeah, and so this rotation is just too good for me to say, all right, we want to hold on to every single prospect. I get it. You guys don't want to give up the entire farm. I understand why you guys would say something like that. But I don't think anyone is really untouchable for me. Like, I really don't. Depending on it's the move, right? It's not like Andrew Painter for Luis Robert.
Well,
like, you know what I mean? Like, it depends on the move.
As we saw, the Andrew Painter stuff is Andrew Painter's a little cold.
Yeah, he's having a rough time in AAA Lehigh.
How's that McAble doing?
I don't know.
Dominating.
Yeah.
Like, it's just his two, is that because,
And then we saw him pitch against major league batters. And
good. He'll love Cleveland.
Okay. Well, no, but I'm saying you say that, though, is you say that mockingly of him.
No, I'm not saying it mockingly. I'm saying it how I feel.
No, but Mick Abel didn't. Mick Abel's rookie year at the major league level was better than a laundry list of Hall of Famers. Yeah. And you say as well, look what he did against major leaguers. Well, what I see him doing is dominating AAA. Guys can't hit him. And Andrew Painter getting hit around in AAA. A 5.01 ERA. So I'm just saying is that everybody's saying, well, guy, get Painter up here or pencil Painter in. And I'm like, okay, you can't wait to get Abel out of the rotation. And Painter is literally getting rocked in AAA by the same batters that can't hit Abel.
Well, then maybe if Mick Abel continues to pitch this well, you get more back for him.
Or you say to yourself, he's better than a guy you pitched on Saturday night again.
Yes, I agree with that. The whole Taijuan Walker
makes no sense.
And remember,
but I'm glad you gave your best pitchers All-Star Week off and then gave them the weekend off.
I still have no.
Give them extra time.
I don't understand why you're so upset by it.
Because why are you doing it?
They've been doing it the last couple of years. They set up the rotation for the second half.
I got you.
I have no problem with it.
It's nonchalance. It's just you and I have a different idea.
To your point, it doesn't matter because the last couple of years out of the All-Star break hasn't really resulted in bad things.
And October hasn't meant a parade either, but that's all right.
It's like a World Series appearance in an NLCS.
Okay. And that's what your bar is? That's okay. Well, I thought we weren't there anymore.
World Series or bust,
declining.
baby.
It sounds like the owner isn't happy with the declining October.
Yeah, and that's why they need to acquire players at the deadline. And you got right back to my point. You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, a BZ Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. So the Phillies have not gotten a ring yet, as we know. But we know that the Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl 59 champions, as this is a championship Monday, and we continue to celebrate it here on 97.5 The Fanatic as we get to the road to repeat, right? We're looking forward to that as well. It's going to be a fun season. But we've reached training camp week, Johnny, which is unbelievable. Training camp starts this week. They report tomorrow. They start this week. Always a joyous time until you realize like 2 or 3 days in, like, oh, okay. It's training camp, but it's just that nice feeling that they are back. But they had a nice night. Was it Friday night? The ring ceremony? Friday night, they had the ring ceremony where all the Eagles players that were a part of the Super Bowl run got their Super Bowl rings. And my God, were they spectacular.
I think the ring is beautiful. And to me, sometimes Super Bowl rings to me look totally tacky.
Yeah.
That didn't look totally tacky.
No, they were cool.
I
man.
really liked it.
They were cool, and the wings that
Yeah, the
popped
wings are
out,
dope.
That was really sweet. Like when these World Series any championship, these championship rings, there's always like the small detail. That's not even small. That's just like, bam, I'm gonna push this button and 2 eagle wings are gonna pop out. Like I freaking loved it.
And all the
man.
diamond details and everything that they put into it. All of them connotating something. I love these. I love the signature. Each player's signature.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
On the ring is fantastic. The Eagles took a lot of time and expense into those rings, and I think that's spectacular.
Yeah, I really do. They were beautiful, and it was good to
I loved seeing the players' reaction, too, because
Yes.
the joy. Devontae Smith with getting choked up.
Getting choked up.
That's awesome. That, to me, is sort of what I want to see. Let the guard down just a little bit.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown dancing around like a little
A.J.
kid.
Brown was doing the what, Beyonce? Is it Beyonce or Rihanna that does the single ladies dance?
Come on, dude.
Dude, do you know who I am? I don't know these things. I'm guessing it's Beyonce, right?
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
It was 1 out
Beyonce
of
does
2.
the single ladies
Yes.
dance.
Okay.
And A.J. Brown does it. I know that. I don't know the names of these artists. I don't care.
Oh, Haley, there is social media content in there. It's just we got to get this for Andrew. But I loved seeing them let down their guard on the. We're on to next year. It's all about getting right back in the lab and to watch them react like little kids.
Yeah.
And smile, get tears in their eyes, get so excited. That was beautiful. Every one of them earned that moment, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome.
You know what was like just wild to see? Lane Johnson's hands are so big that
my
he was able to
gosh.
fit both Super Bowl rings on one finger.
It was wild.
You saw how big those rings were, right? Like it took up a hand for some players. Like Jake Elliott's hand was taken over, being the kicker that he is, right? Lane Johnson was able to fit both rings on one finger. And I thought it was pretty cool that the players that were around for both, what was it? Rick
Took the picture.
Rick Lovato,
Right.
Jake Elliott,
Lane Johnson, Brandon Graham.
Was it 4 or
Brandon
5?
Graham, I think it was 4.
4 of them.
For 2 of
That
them.
they posed for the picture.
That's
that was
really
awesome.
cool. That was a cool picture seeing those guys. And you know what? Like I was glad that Chauncey Gardner-Johnson got his ring. It was around.
I think so,
like,
too. I think it was great.
especially with how weird this offseason's been with him. And
And it didn't seem like there was any awkwardness with anybody.
no, I didn't see anything.
No,
with
it didn't seem like there were a lot of pictures, and so it's good.
Were there any players not? I didn't remember seeing Darius Slay in it.
I didn't see a picture of Darius Slay.
Yeah, I don't know if they had the guys that are on other teams now there. Did they?
Well,
Because guys are getting ready to report to training camp other places.
Lovato's gone, right?
Lovato's gone.
Yeah, but Lovato's not on a team.
Is he a free agent? See, I
No, there were
haven't
guys-
been following the career of Rick Lovato post Eagles.
Well, no, he's still practicing to get on a team.
Yes. Okay.
He's still practicing to get on another team. So hopefully,
So yeah, maybe you're right that some guys weren't there. Well, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was there.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was there.
Yeah.
He's
a
on the Houston
Texan.
Texans now.
That's true.
Everybody was invited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody was
Yeah,
absolutely.
I just don't know the
And I'm not saying that there was anything there to Darius Slay not being there. I'm just trying to
No. Maybe,
But like Bryce Huff wasn't there. Bryce Huff wasn't even at the Super Bowl parade.
something.
Bryce Huff wasn't at the Super Bowl.
Bryce Huff was not at the
Well,
Super
he
Bowl.
was, but
That's
he
a good
wasn't.
point. But you're right, John. Like I love what you're saying.
I was happy for them to show me the minute that someone had a video of Devontae Smith, that made me smile.
Yeah.
Because it's been so much that Saban, it's all about the next one and get on to the next. That was so wonderful to see him smile, and he got tears in his eyes.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And we're going to have a conversation later on the show about our own ability to move on. But you're right. Like this team, we asked about it or questioned it right from the get-go when A.J. Brown put that post out. Like, are these guys going to enjoy this? Can they enjoy it a little bit? Like, I love the mentality of we want more. Like, I love that, right?
Sure.
Like, we tasted the steak. We want more of it, right? I love that mentality. But at the same time, you're wondering, guys, live it up a little bit. Like, I don't want – like, you know what this Scheffler thing? Going back to Scotty Scheffler, his comments that he made last week, I don't want to hear 15 years from now when he's not the world number one golfer anymore, man, I really should have enjoyed it more while it was happening. Because you know that happens. Like people
Sure
say they're so focused on something that they don't realize how great that they have it.
You ever hear youth is wasted on the young?
Correct. Yeah, it's a great point, John.
Yeah.
And I just hope that these guys are enjoying this. And it was good to see this past weekend them enjoy the ring ceremony. Now, coming up next, it's a random note from the ring ceremony. And it's about Jalen Hurts. And it goes to the I hope that he is enjoying this conversation. I don't know why he was doing this. I don't know if it's Jalen Hurts always finding things to motivate himself. But some weird pictures of Jalen Hurts from the ring ceremony that we'll talk about. And then we'll get back to our text messages about the Phillies. If you just want to bask in the glory of the Eagles some more, go for it, because that was a nice night Friday, seeing that team get together and celebrating by getting those World Super Bowl rings. It is Kincade and Salciunas on this Championship Monday here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Do you feel unfulfilled? Do your afternoons feel like Groundhog Day because you keep hearing the same old tired takes? Good news.
To Brandon on our YouTube chat, Darius Slay was there. He comments. I looked it up. He was there. So that's just one of the photos that I missed that Darius Slay was there.
I didn't see it either. So.
That's cool. Like I love that so many players were there, as they should be. I mean, that's a joyous moment for that team. Now, that's what leads me to talking about Jalen Hurts. So Jalen Hurts, first and foremost, major smile on his face, right? Like, any picture that you saw of Jalen Hurts at the ring ceremony, he was smiling ear to ear, which is great, which is something that we hope to see more and more of because he's such a serious person or a focused person that sometimes I feel like he's not living in the moment when it comes to the joy of moments.
I think that's a absolute factual statement.
Yeah, like sometimes the guy could make an incredible play, and it's just like, all right, on to the next one.
And I think it's manufactured.
It might be.
No, I think it's completely manufactured because it's a conscious decision. You have to make a conscious decision to not celebrate stuff in life,
right?
To not be excited about stuff, to not do what everybody else is doing. That has to be a conscious choice.
So I legitimately want to talk about this before we get back to our text because I know we have Phillies text. Why didn't he wear the ring at all Friday? Like, when everyone opened up the ring, they immediately put it on. Hurts was carrying the box all day. I'm not trying to come up with any sort of take or opinion. I'm legitimately asking, what is with this guy who we love, this guy who is so motivated, this guy that is awesome for the community, so great for the community, what he's doing for kids in their schools, like it's amazing. Why does he not put the ring on?
That sounds like a DNA thing.
Like, is this one of these weird?
This is his new motivation.
I won't wear the ring until I have another one.
Yeah, I mean,
so I can put one on both hands. Like what is it?
All I could think of was this is the screensaver. This is this year's screensaver thing. I'm not putting this on until this year has passed or something.
Right, like
that's what he's found a motivation to it,
and there will be some sort of saying. He'll be asked about it, and he'll have some.
And again, it's
hallmark comment.
It's completely contrived by him. It's not contrived for me,
right?
So he doesn't need my approval.
It's not pandering. It's not Bryce Harper pandering.
He doesn't need my approval. He doesn't need my. He's not doing it for me. So good for him.
Right.
Good for him. Whatever gets him fired up.
I don't know, man. He's a weird cat. He didn't wear the ring.
I'm shocked.
He's a great quarterback.
Like,
that's all I care about.
Like, is he like, I want to be Brady first so I can wear more than Brady? Like,
I don't know.
I just need to know. It sounds like a DNA thing. All right, what is your DNA that you just won the damn Super Bowl MVP, and you're just you're not even taking it out of the box?
I got to tell you, and again, Jalen, you do you. Because whatever you do in life, how you're doing it, it freaking works for you. It bothered me to see him not do that, though. It bothered me. Because it's completely contrived. It's something that motivates him. It's just like, it was like, come on, Jalen, just enjoy it like everybody else.
Fun.
Seriously. Everything doesn't have to be the Nike moment, the put it on the bulletin board moment. Come on.
So Money Mar checks in. He says it's discipline, not manufactured. That's Hurts' personal philosophy, and it's what separates him from everyone else. Stop telling him how to motivate or celebrate his accomplishments.
We're not telling him how.
I'm not trying to. I just want him
We're
to.
not telling him how.
I don't want him 10 years from now to be like, damn, we missed this.
But it is completely contrived. He contrived it in his mind. This is what I'm going to do. Everybody else is doing that. I'm going to do something different. But again, it's not wrong.
No, it's not.
If it works for him, it's great. But we can look at it and go, oh my gosh, Jalen, come on now. Lighten up, Francis.
Just one day.
Like,
if I ever
seriously,
sit
just
down with him.
one moment. Like, that's why you say you personally would rather, we said, like, okay, like sports figures, you'd rather play golf with someone else.
Yeah.
Because you think it would be more fun.
Yeah, I think
playing golf with someone else, and I think it's what it is.
I think I'd be bored.
I think you'd be a little
legitimately think I would be bored playing golf with Jalen Hurts. Like I do. Other than he's the quarterback of my favorite.
Yes, exactly. And we love what he does. But to not say it's contrived, it's completely contrived. Contrived means you thought it out in your head. This is what I'm going to do. Everybody else is going to do this, but I'm doing something different. Now, look, if it motivates him,
sure.
God bless it.
Go for it.
And by the way, Jalen, you do you, because whatever you do works. That whole screensaver thing, it worked for him. So work.
Yeah.
Good. You're not doing it to please me. You're not doing it to please anybody else.
Is it confirmed that he still has the Chiefs screensaver? Remember, he didn't.
I don't know. He hasn't given me his phone in a while.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure.
Because I remember after they won, somebody asked him, and he was like, "We'll see."
He said, "We'll see."
So we'll see.
I would hope now, for every married man, he's now married.
Yeah,
he's got that lovely, lovely wife. I would hope that it's your wife and daughter or wife.
I don't have my wife in any of my screensavers.
You don't have your wait a minute. You have one screensaver, right?
Well, no, I have the lock screen, which I
your lock screen.
Coop, the first time he ever smiled at me.
Okay, that's a really cool.
I can't.
Took him like 3 years.
But you don't have Coop and Christy as your screensaver?
No, because I don't want to lose that one. It's special. Every time I unlock the phone, boom, there's Coop smiling at me. And then the other one is the dog and the cat looking out the window together. I see Christy every day. All right, what do we got on the text line, Connor? It's 610-632-0975.
I think I'm gonna shake my head at you as much as I was at Jalen.
You might have divorce papers on the text.
Seriously,
we're in love, man. I don't need to put on a ring to show you that I'm a Super Bowl champion. I don't need my wife to be a screensaver to tell you that I'm in love. What do we got?
All right, Steve checks in. Nothing on rings or wives or love, but he says, Phillies trade deadline. I'm praying for a miracle, for a great trade or two for the Phillies, but fearing the worst because I still have no faith in Dave Dombrowski to make a good trade. He is the Daryl Morey of Major League Baseball.
All right. I would be, if he does not make a move of note, I'm going to be furious. That is so scary to think that the league has passed him, which I don't think it has. This past offseason was atrocious. It was abysmal, but there is no way that he can be going into this trade deadline like, no, I think we're good. If he's really saying that, part of me reacted the way that I did last month because I just didn't want to damn hear it when he said a lot of it could be internal. I can't believe that he would actually believe that. He probably said that because he has to say it. He can't be like, oh, this team stinks.
Because they had a month and change at that point, so you got to say, like, yo, boys got to pick it up. But then we get to 10 days, and we're still not doing what we need to be doing offensively, and this lineup is not, as a full lineup, doing what they're supposed to be doing. There will be moves. He's not Daryl Morey. Like, comparing Dave Dombrowski to Daryl Morey, and Daryl Morey will tell you how much he won.
His resume is complete. Are you ridiculous? That's sort of a dumb one.
Exactly.
That's a dumb
Dave
text.
Dombrowski won a World Series with 2 different organizations.
Right. And he's brought 4 to the World Series?
At least 3. Did he bring the Tigers? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, then 4. Phil's,
I mean,
Tigers,
seriously,
Red Sox,
that's a bad.
Like,
that's a bad text. That's a bad text.
I can't say it's past them. I can't be there.
Now, it may be, but it's not the same thing as just like what we're seeing with Daryl Morey, where his strategy almost worked once 8 years ago, and he's still doing it to this day.
Yeah, I got you. He better make a trade of note. I can't go the remainder of the season with this team. I just can't. By the way, not Money Mar, MBD checks in on the YouTube chat.
What's going
Johnny.
on?
He also does not have his wife as a screensaver, but he has his girlfriend.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, his side pieces.
Oh, wait a minute. That's terrible. And he has a Coldplay running under it. Okay, I'm a little over the Coldplay
There's a lot of
thing.
Coldplay. No,
by the way, I'm a little
honestly,
under. I'm a little over. Okay, it's been.
I know. Keep them coming.
No, but it's been a little. The quality of them has gotten a little overdone. By the way, one of my high school classmates was the second couple in the Phillies video.
Oh, is that right?
Mike Weir and his lovely wife.
I love that.
They were the second couple in the Phillies video.
Awesome.
Shout out to Mike Weir of the Broomall St. Annie's Weirs.
I can't get enough of them. They're fantastic, and the guy stepped down. How about it? All right, coming up next, we'll get back We'll get back to some trade deadline talk as more and more rumors start to flow this weekend. I'm just telling you right now, the next 10 days will be crazy. I just hope the deadline day itself will be crazy. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
3 straight series losses for the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies lost 2 of 3 to the Angels over the weekend. It was not the return from the All-Star break that they hoped, and part of that was the lineup being inconsistent. Part of that yesterday was Ranger Suarez having an uncharacteristically rough start. He allowed 6 and 4 1/3 innings worth of work. Now, the Phils did get some encouraging signs offensively with Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber's power being shown off. It's a great thing for Bryce with the wrist injury that people were worried about. For Schwarber, it makes you think about the offseason, and if he's going to be back. Well, Bryce Harper talked about Schwarber this weekend.
I think management knows that. I think Domino knows that as well. They're going to make the best decision for our team, and if he's in those plans, obviously he should be here. He's been great for us. He's our leader.
Looking at the more immediate need, the trade deadline, July 31st, just 10 days away. The Phillies signed veteran reliever David Robertson to a deal for the rest of the season worth $5 million. We'll see what more they do ahead of the deadline. Red Sox are in town for 3 games starting tonight at 6:45. Zach Wheeler takes the ball for the Phils. Eagles report to training camp tomorrow. We'll keep you updated on all the news out of NovaCare Complex's coaches and players will be speaking. This update's brought to you by Groundworks, your trained and certified experts for basement waterproofing and foundation repair since 1997. Book your free inspection at groundworks.com. I'm Connor Thomas on the home of the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Vacation? Business trip? Don't worry.
Kevin Cooney yesterday talking about the upcoming trade deadline. So before we play some of the clips, I saw, the Underdog Sports. They're like they have some of their own reporting, but it's just like sort of another national aggregating website.
Yeah, they have reporters.
They do. Who's
somebody like big?
I'm sorry,
a recognizable name is there.
Scott Palmer. What's James? James Palmer.
James
right?
Palmer?
James Palmer's now with Underdog Sports because remember he's not with the NFL
I thought he was
Network
with the gambling
anymore.
one. Oh, did he change again?
Maybe he's with multiple. I don't know.
Did he change again? Okay.
But Underdog Sports, they have their own reporting. So I remember they broke a pretty decent story a couple months ago. But they also, not pilfer, but you know what I mean.
They pilfer.
They pilfer. So I saw their tweet. This all from a story from Bob Nightingale. So for the people that still believe Mason Miller's available, I don't know where you're getting that from.
Why does it keep coming up?
I don't know. I've heard Unfiltered talk about the Miller-Rooker thing. Like
what's going on with that?
Nobody said that they're available, and now Bob Nightingale says the Athletics will not trade Mason Miller. So back-to-back years where we're getting that's not going to happen. Cardinals could very well trade Ryan Helsley still. And I know that's, kind of interesting because the Cardinals, it's not like they've been dreadful this year. I mean, they're 2 games above 500. They're 51-49, which at this point of the season, that still makes you somewhat of a contender. But I think Helsley's entering he's in the final year of his deal, so that's what kind of makes him available. He'd be a rental. They say that 5 contenders have shown interest. I imagine the Phillies are one of them. That's just been something that's been rumored for a while now. The Diamondbacks are looking to sell. They just want pitchers in return. I'm still in the dream scenario of Eugenio Suarez coming here and Alec Boehm going to first base and Bryce Harper going to the outfield.
I love that. Now you have to just get his permission. Is Bryce willing to do it? If he's willing
for
to do
it. For the right Eugenio Suarez, 35 home runs from the right side. Bryce Harper better damn be willing to move to right field.
I'm glad you speak so confidently for him.
I'm very confident if they trade for a 35 home run guy, Bryce Harper will
willing to do it. You have to ask him. You got to ask him.
Right. You say that like he says, I'm not willing to do it.
No, he says he's willing to do it. But he has to be asked. He's not just willing to be like what a teammate is, where you play where they ask you to play. He's going to have a vote of where he plays. Interesting. It's just an interesting thing.
Sure. I'm fine with him playing first base right now.
No, I love him playing first. He's a very good first baseman.
And if they get a better option.
But I want the team to not make decisions based on what Bryce Harper wants to do. I don't want him voting on what they do. I don't want him dictating what they do.
Right. And he's made it clear that he would move to the outfield.
For the right move,
right,
I'll do. I don't
move.
want him deciding what the right move is. I don't want him having a vote on what the right move is.
I think he's saying, I'll move to the outfield if it's for the right move, legitimate player. I
don't want him deciding that. I don't want him having a vote.
All right. Bryce Harper goes to the outfield and Connor Thomas is your new first baseman.
No, I don't want him having a vote in it. I trust a guy who's been to the World Series 4 times. I trust him to know what a good move is. And I don't want him having to run things by the first baseman.
I don't think that's
I don't
what
think
it
it's
is.
that
Okay,
far.
then explain to me what it means, guys.
A player
You guys are tap dancing.
If you want us to explain, let us explain.
I've
asked you to
if the
explain.
move is let's move Harper to right field and play Otto Kemp at first base, that's not the right move.
No, that's not what he's saying.
And so
I'm not saying that. It was about a move. A move outside the organization was the discussion, not inside.
Pete Alonso, that's a level of player
Not
that he
inside.
said he would have been willing to move to the outfield.
Correct.
Right. He's saying it's not just for anything. Like, he's not looking to go to the outfield, but he will do it if there's a big piece available. It's not just like a marginal move. He's saying, I'm opening this up, but it's got to be a big trade.
So, in other words, what I said holds. He wants to say whether thumbs up, thumbs down on whether he approves the move.
Yeah, but I think this is logical for all parties. I think there's absolutely no downside.
I want Dave Dombrowski making the moves. He's the GM.
Yeah.
He's the boss. I don't want him having to run things by your first baseman. This is a very simple concept. I don't want anyone else having a vote. I don't want any player having a vote. He can play right field. It is absolutely, the Phillies medical staff has already said, there's no restrictions on him playing right field. None. Medical restrictions. Play right field. If they think it's best, don't run it by anybody else.
Okay.
Play right field. It doesn't have to be a debate. Just make it there. Nobody gets votes.
Okay.
But Dave Dombrowski.
By the way, Nightingale reporting that the Guardians plan to keep Emmanuel Clase. That's obviously one of the big names that we've heard a lot. To your point that you've been making, you haven't heard any Guardians reporters mentioning it. So Nightingale says the Guardians plan to keep Emmanuel Clase. That could also just be hey, we plan to keep him, and that ups the offer, right? It's silly season right now.
I keep bothering Chris Carey. I know Chris Carey, A's broadcaster, and I keep bothering him on Twitter. I'll say, hey, any guys available? Can we get Rooker? Can we get them? Yeah, not happening.
Yeah, I didn't
not
think
happening.
so. And then the Nationals have made Kyle Finnegan, Josh Bell, Ahmed Rosario, Mike Soroka, and Nathaniel Lowe available for the trade. I mentioned you guys Bell like weeks ago as one of these guys. I wasn't saying I wanted him, but there will be a first baseman available if this Harper scenario could play out. But I don't
What's
know.
He hitting 212?
Probably. Yeah.
I think he's hitting like 212. No,
I'm not asking for it.
No, but I'm saying
these are the levels of players that you know will be available at the trade deadline.
I'll save Bryce Harper having to say no.
All right.
On his vote.
So Bob Nightingale was actually on with Kevin Cooney over the weekend. Here he was talking about some of the players that could be available that the Phillies would have interest in.
Bednar is definitely available. I don't know if Clase is, Duran is, and Griffin Jackson from Minnesota is too. So I know the Phillies have scouts there watching him today. They have scouts also in Arizona. They're looking at arms. Like a Ryan Halsey from St. Louis would be available. So at least a guy like Duran or Griffin Jackson you can have for years. Same with Clase, but I'm not sure Cleveland's going to move him just because he's under control for 3 more years. But the other guys, I think, will get moved for sure.
Notice he mentions the guys that you could have control for years. That's what they're going to try to do.
Which is great. That's
bolster
why,
the bullpen, but also bolster the bullpen to have the guys for around for a while. Not like Estevez last year, even though you could have kept him and you didn't.
And you could have paid him what you paid Kepler.
Right.
What you paid Romana.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's really bad.
That was 2 mistakes for the same money.
Yeah, which is horrible.
And Estevez is now close to his 30th save, I believe.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why he was an all-star. And one more cut from Nightingale. Here he was talking about prospects from the Phillies organization that could be available.
I think Crawford's available. Remember, when they were trying to get a deal last year, they're trying to get, during the winter, they're trying to get Miller. They're trying to get a Brian Wu sort of thing. So Crawford's name came out then. So I think he's a lot more available than Miller is.
And when I hear that, I keep on going back to what Mike Gill said, a month plus? Maybe that's why he's still in AAA. Because if he bats 340 in AAA, teams may be more interested than if he came up and played poorly. I don't know.
I have been told from somebody that I truly believe knows what they're talking about.
Okay.
That theory is hogwash.
Okay.
That the theory is not that. It's that they weren't going to move off of Rojas or Marsh by having to get rid of one of them to bring him up because of, and I think Connor brought it up on the show, having to play, if you're bringing up Crawford, they knew they had to commit to playing him 5-6 games a week.
Right.
And they weren't ready to sit Marsh or to sit Rojas 5 or 6 games a week. They had to, and get rid of one of them.
Right.
They have to get rid of one of them, just let them go, and then keep the other one on the bench most of the time. And they weren't willing to do
Rojas out
that.
of options?
They weren't willing to do it. They thought that it would require just going away.
Moving away. Okay.
By the way, I do believe that is going to be the resolution with Rojas.
So you think one of these two, more so Rojas, would be traded? Like they could be traded.
Bag of balls, thrown in on a deal. I believe they will move on from Rojas one way or another. That the frustration level with Rojas, I said it to you on Friday.
Yep.
That from what I've been told, the Rojas frustration level with them as far as between the years is high.
Yeah.
Is very high. But it has nothing to do with thinking that he is going to fail at the major league level or they're worried about him hurting his value by coming up. It was more about the fact is they know that they would have had to, the roster moves they weren't willing to make.
Yeah, and I get them not wanting to do that at this point. Like, as much as people are like, well, you got to make up games in the division, you got to try and get your seeding, it's July. There are still 2 months plus of the season left. Once the deadline happens, I think a lot of these moves that we've been talking about, could this work? How do things shift? I think we're going to see a lot of that in early August.
I just hope we see it in August. Like, I don't want to call up Crawford in September and you got 1 month to get acclimated to the big leagues for the playoffs. Like, I need this guy to get a little bit extra time. So it could be that Crawford's your starting center fielder, and that's one of your additions, right? You call the guy up. And we've been talking about that for a few weeks now. I think Dombrowski's going to have to get creative with this trade deadline. And it doesn't necessarily mean getting creative to the point where you have to trade everybody away to get. I think you do have to make the big splash in the bullpen, though, and it seems like that's what they're gearing up for. There's just enough fire or enough smoke around there where I think there's actual fire. All right, coming up next, as we continue to talk about the Phillies, we'll get your text messages at 610-632-0975. But we also have to talk about the additions and how they could maybe have a higher IQ than half of this baseball team. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philly fans, you are the best sports fans in the world. You're not stupid. So
basis. What took place Saturday night was absurd. Thank God Kyle Schwarber is amazing, hitting that grand slam the way that he did, which helped give the Phillies the eventual win in Game 2 of that series.
Anytime home run on Schwarber that day.
Oh, that's nice.
On the BetParks app.
Gotta love that.
And I was in another casino cashing on my BetParks app, which was even better.
That's good work by you.
Well, I was down in Atlantic City. So
Schwarber hits the grand slam. Phillies get the win. But earlier in the game, they had runners on second and third with one out. And they only scored one run that inning. Why? Because there was a ball hit to the second baseman. Trey Turner starts to break home. They throw it back to home. They get two people in a rundown. They get 2 outs out of it. This baseball team and their base running is unbelievable, John. And I put out a tweet, and I mean it. And I'm not trying to do the Al Bundy. My Sunday League team, Connor, you're on it, could make that exact same mistake. And we pay to play baseball. These guys get paid handsomely to make stupid mistakes all the time. And that's not being aggressive. That was just brain fart.
it was terrible.
Brain fart again.
And again, first of all, thank you. I welcome you to the party. It never improves. This team never improves because it's never made a priority. And the manager never makes a big deal about it. The manager never gets upset about it after a game. And it just keeps happening. Now, if you say to me the first couple times this happens in a season, the manager doesn't get excited about it, I'm totally with you.
Right, long season.
Yeah. But when this happens, and all you get is, well, it's long, things like that happen. It's baseball. And that's what you get. That's why the players just do what they want, and there's no accountability. And that's what they do. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're a bad base run team.
Like, really bad.
Because they're never held accountable.
I mean,
it never improves.
It's unbelievable too. That wasn't even trying to be aggressive.
No, it was just dumb.
That was dumb.
But how bad was it?
Parts.
And it was Turner and Schwarber too. It's not like it's Kemp and Marsh.
And we've seen Schwarber this year do dumb base running.
Yes, multiple times.
It's really bad. It's ridiculous, and it never improves. And it's never going to improve if guys are not held accountable. It's never going to improve.
It's just unbelievable.
But guys I'm done because as far as being accountable, because guys will never be held accountable. The manager's never going to hold people accountable. So I've just got to give up on it and just go, this is what it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, their base running, I know you don't like the "it is what it is"
because it's not
statement, John, but with this Philadelphia Phillies team, you guys are going to save yourself a lot of time if you just say they're a bad base running team and that's who they are, and we've got to figure out the other stuff.
I bet you another manager could figure it out.
Probably, but you're not going to get one. So
yeah, it's incredible that it's just allowed to go on.
In case you're wondering,
allowed to happen.
I just looked it up on Pro Baseball Reference.
What's that?
Outs on base, which is runners put out while making a base running play. Mm-hmm. So not like a ground ball double play. Like a guy is trying to advance a base. The Phillies have the third most outs on base this year. The Rays are number one. The Padres, another playoff team, they're number two with 38. The Phillies are at 37, which is third worst. Believe it or not, the Tigers, fourth worst. But here's the difference.
You know what they're...
Tigers are a young baseball team.
Yeah, but you know what also, too, the manager has said to them, though?
What?
I don't know if you watch.
I've not been...
No, the Tigers are trying to...
Is it A.J. Hinch, their manager?
He's trying to say to them... What is their term? What is their term in their clubhouse? They have a sign.
I have no clue.
You know how they have a sign as they come out of
Play
their clubhouse?
like a champion today.
Yeah, no, but that's it's not. But it's the same mentality. House money or something. It's like last year, everybody was saying they were a year early, and he's saying, well, then play like you're playing with house money. Play like you're playing with house money. I want you being the most aggressive team in the major leagues. I want you being the most ambitious, aggressive team in the major leagues. I'm going to live with it if it's smart. I'm going to live with it if they're smart. The Phillies, it's different. They're not smart. The Phillies don't make smart, aggressive decisions. The Phillies make stupid, aggressive decisions. AJ is a believer in, you're a young team, Everybody told you last year you made the playoffs and you shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
You're a year early. Well, you know what? Then this year I want you playing like you're playing with house money. Then get out there. Then show them this year we're playing aggressive and we're going to push everything. And we're going to push defense. And he's always believed that, too, about pushing people defensively. The Phillies, they just run stupidly.
By the way, A.J. Hinch, former Philly. You know that.
I'm glad. Yeah, I did know that.
He played it.
Did he play, like, what, four games?
4 games.
4 games, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
With the Philadelphia
Legend.
Phillies. Amazing.
Wall of Fame soon.
All right, what do we got on the text line, Connor, about our beloved Phillies?
We got a lot of people checking in on trade deadline, which is 10 days away.
It's the 31st.
Joe the Cynic says, for a legit contender, I would say this team arguably has 3 to 9 hole hitters. I don't see them moving enough pieces to acquire bats and another arm that is old enough to play in my men's league.
Now, it's amazing, the 9-hole hitter conversation. That's why yesterday, when I watched Marsh bat 5th, Kemp bat 6th, Kepler 7th, Marchand 8th, and Bryson Stott's the 9-hole hitter. That tells you how bad he's been playing this year, that he's hitting behind Marsh, Kemp, Kepler, Marchand. That's not good. All those guys, you could make a case, could bat 9th for this baseball team. And Bryson Stott is the guy that is batting at the bottom of the order. That's horrible.
Stott's terrible.
What else we got on the text line?
All right, so Derek in North Philly checks in and says, stop with the manager. It's the darn players. At this point, professionals have to be professional on the base paths.
Okay, I'm going to ask this, and I asked this in the notes. This is not, I'm not jumping anything later, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. I asked this in the notes. Okay. What other sport do we use that for? What other sport do we use that for? Do we use that for when players play like crap and look terrible and they execute poorly? Do we say, don't blame Nick Sirianni?
No, we blame Sirianni.
Don't blame the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Just blame the players. Stop it. Stop it with this. This man has been here now since 2022. And the stuff that is allowed to happen here is his watch. It's his level of accountability. And again, I am not a basher of Rob Thompson. I bring up all the things that he does great, too. And by the way, he does a lot of things great. He builds a wonderful clubhouse culture. But stop it with that. Hey, it's the players. Blame them. Managers, coaches, position coaches get blamed all the time. It's always players' execution. And we always blame the coaches that coach them. Stop it. This is stuff that if players were held accountable, they wouldn't do it. If playing time was held to it, if things like that were held to it.
Max Kepler demanding more playing time and hitting 187 afterward. That's great.
If maybe you said, we're going to do defensive substitutions, and then a player pulls a temper tantrum and calls you out on it, and then you don't have the guts
to ever do
it again, then the players know my manager doesn't have the guts.
Yeah, it's amazing that he
doesn't have the guts.
He's never done it again.
Yep.
All right, coming up next, we've reached training camp week. The Eagles won the Super Bowl, and the rest of the division decided not to try to do what the Birds are doing. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
10 days till the deadline for the Phillies. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies, they're July 31st. They lost 2 of 3 to the Angels over the weekend, including an 8-2 loss yesterday. It saw Ranger Suarez give up 6 and 4 1/3 innings worth of pitching. So 3 straight series losses for the Fightins, and they need those reinforcements, the bullpen, the lineup, a couple of places they're looking. They did see some improvement in the lineup over the weekend with power. Harper, Schwarber had good offensive series, and Bryce Harper talked about retaining Kyle Schwarber past just this year.
I think management knows that. I think Don knows that as well. They're going to make the best decision for our team, and if he's in those plans, obviously he should be here. He's been great for us. He's our leader.
And we also have a situation with the trade deadline where we're looking forward to what the Phillies could do. And we're in a situation where David Robertson has been added to the team. They signed veteran reliever David Robertson, 40 years old, to a $5 million deal for the remainder of the season. Red Sox are in town for 3 games starting tonight at 6:45. Zach Wheeler on the mound. Eagles report to training camp tomorrow. This update's brought to you by Rapid Radios. Their instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Connor Thomas on the home for the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Philadelphia sports.
Touchdown! Saquon Barkley!
citizen, but what I am not is the Philadelphia sports fan dad. And if you get what I'm saying, like okay, they stink. Like that guy, you know what I'm talking about?
Could really use 6 here.
I just got an all-time text from my father.
Okay, so
during this commercial break.
So your dad, it's so funny, is your dad and I are contemporaries. Your
Correct.
dad's more like Doc's age. But we are not of the same DNA as far as a Philly sports fan.
No, my dad is the Negadelphian, sky is falling, and that's why sometimes...
Like Brendan Gunn is.
Yes.
And like my daughter is.
Yes.
My daughter has much more of that. It skipped a generation.
Right. That's why I was calling David Bell a bum, in my early years, because my dad taught me these things, right?
Okay.
So he texts me during the commercial break. I just want to make sure you guys know that there are 5 question marks following the first 2 words, and then 5 exclamation points following the next 2 words. Davis Robinson, he stinks. Davis Robinson.
Yep.
My father texted me. Not David Robertson.
Love that.
Davis Robinson, he stinks. That is the prototype of the old school Philadelphia sports fan. Can't get the name right and always negative. It was an amazing text. That just put a smile on my face.
I love that.
By the way, did you hear the story about Lloyd Howell Jr. real quickly, the executive director of the NFLPA?
Whoa. Check the show sheet, baby.
Yeah, but did you see all the new details? There's a lot of new details.
New details?
Yeah,
or are there nude details?
Yeah, there's even more. Yeah, there's even more. It's bad.
I can't wait to talk about this with you guys.
There's even more. Oof.
Because the story broke Friday after we were off the air, and so I got to talk about it on the network because I had the show Friday night. Very interesting stuff. And an idiot. Like, you're just dumb. Lloyd Howell Jr., obviously the former executive of the NFL Players Association. And he wrote off some charges. He expensed some charges. We'll just leave it at that. We'll have some fun with that, I guess, coming up later on the 9 o'clock hour. But obviously, we've been talking a lot of Phillies so far today because the trade deadline is 10 days away, and they had another poor weekend, I would say.
I would say so.
Dropping 2 of 3 to the Angels.
Yeah, it was a poor weekend.
Yeah.
Absolutely poor.
All right, give us one more text on the Phillies, and then we have something on the Eagles that we're going to get into because you made an observation over the weekend that I loved. But what do we got on the text line, Connor?
All right, we have more people checking in on the Philadelphia Phillies conversation and what we have there as far as the trade deadline's concerned, the base running, a lot of people chiming in. Now, this texter says, Rob Thompson is Mr. Kruger, and the Phillies are Kruger Industrial Smoothie. I'm not too worried about it.
Oh, I love the reference.
Awesome.
I love the Kruger episodes.
That's awesome.
Those are funny episodes. Underrated Seinfeld character.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He died, by the way.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah, he died in real life, the actor.
When does the casual Seinfeld reference not play anymore? Are we close to that? Because I feel like we're dangerously close to Seinfeld not being an immediately recognized reference.
So in case people don't know the story, as you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, HD1, Burlington, Philadelphia, BZ Media Station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. The idea of today's talk show is not just about what's going on in sports today. It's also about what's going on in life today because I love Goodfellas, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Goodfellas 500 times. I know that my best friends have never seen it.
Okay.
And so when I make a Goodfellas reference, like a lot of people do in sports talk radio, or The Godfather, I don't think you're off base, Connor, that we might be reaching that point.
Here's where I'm going to say your comparison is totally ridiculous.
Okay.
It is one of the top 3 viewed television shows on a daily basis.
Okay.
In America.
On Netflix?
It is one of the top 3 daily shows viewed on a basis. Do you know the other 2?
Kincade Salciunas.
Kincade and Salciunas.
Your show that you like?
No.
None of the soaps?
No, not even close.
Well, they're on every single day.
They are, but they're not the most viewed. Friends.
Oh yeah.
On a daily basis.
And then what? It's either
Office.
The Office.
The Office. Yeah.
The Friends, The Office, and Seinfeld are the most viewed shows in the United States on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with that one. But now, if you talk to me about movie references, yeah, those are niche.
Yeah.
That's niche. If you're talking about stuff
Do you think Seinfeld still holds up?
Yeah, well, it's not. I do. I think it's absolutely. But the thing is people view these on a daily basis.
I mean, I finished the last episode.
I hated the last
I watched it in full for the first time in my life. I've seen every episode, but I never watched it beginning to end. And I did.
Last episode was such a mess.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
It's terrible.
By the way, one more Phillies thing before we get to this Eagles discussion. Our man Raider Frank is checked in.
What's up, Franco?
Nobody's really talking about it, but there is a realistic chance the Phils could miss the playoffs entirely
if
they continue to play mediocre ball. They are below 500 since June 1st, and if they don't win the East, they could realistically miss entirely. They will not miss the playoffs. They will win the division, and I will stand by it. This Mets team does not have the pitching to hold up. What they did at the start of the season was spectacular for them. They, too, are scuffling. The Phillies just dropped 2 of 3 and didn't lose any ground on the Mets. The Mets are still a half game back of the Phillies. This Phillies team is better than the Mets. The Phillies will win the division. I stand by it. The one thing that I will say to Raider Frank's point, it's not just since June 1st. They've been a 500 baseball team really since what? June of 2024? The London series.
It's been over a year.
They've been a 500 baseball team. And remember, I had that dark fear like a month or two ago. It was April. When people were saying we were overreacting, it's like, I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs, but they're not this juggernaut that we thought they were going to be. So I don't think Raider Frank's totally off base, but to say they're going to make the playoffs. And I won't even hesitate to say that. All right, you had an observation over the weekend about the Eagles and some of their rivals in the NFC East, John.
Yeah, I wonder, is that okay? What do we love about the Eagles? What do we love about the Eagles' long-term chances?
Dynasty.
Well, no. What do we like about the Eagles' long-term chances? We like the fact that they have a solid cap situation.
Yes, guys are under control.
They're young. They already have a championship under their belt, 2 trips to the Super Bowl in the last 3 years. There's a lot to like. What have the other teams in the division done to react to what the Eagles have done? I'm a little shocked because what they've done is they've gotten older. All 3 of them. In the offseason, while the Eagles win a Super Bowl, their second trip to the Super Bowl in 3 years, even the year that they didn't win, the Eagles had the collapse. They still had an impressive enough season to go to the postseason and win 11 games. Every other team in the NFC East said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get older. And the most baffling of all is the Washington Commodes to me, that they decided, we're just going to double down on getting all these older guys. They really believed they were that close. They really believed that last year they were as good as the Rams, as good as the Lions, as good as those teams, which I do not believe they were. And we were in the NFC title game. All we need is some veterans to just plug in here, and we'll be right there with the Eagles. I think they made a monumental mistake. But I'm fascinated, like the Giants go, you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring in Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And we're going to I don't understand getting older.
I totally understand
I think the Giants are actually trying to rebuild. We'll just see if they have the right pieces in place. I think the Russ is just for like Jackson Dart, I imagine, will play at some point.
Here's what I don't get, though, is if you look at the Eagles right now, you're saying 2025 Eagles are a bear you're trying to deal with. Probably 2026, too, before the big contracts come due in 2027. Mm-hmm. So the Eagles are going to be, at the end of 2026, there's going to be some big decisions have to be made, players jettisoned, things like that. So I'd be looking at it, if I'm one of the other teams in the NFC East, especially Dallas and the Giants, I'd be looking at it as, okay, I'm willing to get punched in the beanbag for a couple years to make the tough decisions now, to be ready to ascend in 2027 and 2028.
The Commanders, I understand, because they have a young quarterback, and we always hear about winning on the rookie deal, and so maybe the Commanders go, this is our window, and then we're going to have to reshape.
But I'd want to be hitting the window with my young quarterback for 2027. I'd want to be ascending with my quarterback in year 3, year 4 ascending with a young collection around him. Not going and getting these older guys, which means like you're going to be looking for spare parts to plug those holes again.
Connor, you said you
deals.
Understand?
I understand this for 2 of the 3 teams. The Cowboys, I have no idea what the hell they're doing.
That's true.
All right. I don't know what's going on in Dallas. That's because Jerry Jones is insane. He doesn't really have a plan. The Giants, I totally get it. You said get punched in the beanbag for a couple of years, Johnny, so that you set yourself up for the future. No, what's going to happen is you're going to get punched in the beanbag for 1 year, and then you lose your job. The GM's gone. The coach is gone. Everybody's gone. They do not have the luxury to rebuild that thing the right way because they're going to get fired. So they have dudes that are getting older to try and save their job now, and it's killing the organization.
Interesting. Good point. Good point.
And for the Commanders, I'm totally with what Andrew was saying. It's just like they're trying to maximize the Jaden Daniels pre-big contract because they think it's a good shot. The problem is the Eagles are a juggernaut. So their best window for their quarterback goes up against the best window for a team that's better than them. But they might just say, hey, screw it. This is still our best chance, so we're not going to punt on Jaden Daniels' rookie years.
Right. That's how I look at it. Like the Commanders, what I understand. Now, again, I don't think the Commanders can recreate what they did last year.
I don't believe it
All
either.
those one-year deals hit, and I give them a lot of credit for, right? Like that, just like we gave Howie credit in 2017. All those one-year deals, those late acquisitions, Patrick Robinson, all those worked to the point where they won the Super Bowl. And the Commanders were 2 wins shy of that with all the one-year deals that they had because they wanted to set a new culture with Dan Quinn. The bad owner, what was his name? The previous
Daniel Snyder.
Dan Snyder, he's out, right? So they're trying to reset the culture. And they brought in like veterans, not just veterans that have been in the league for a while, but like Zach Ertz, a respected veteran, Bobby Wagner, a respected veteran. I understood why they did that last year.
But then they
won
doubled
games.
down again.
I find it interesting.
I think it's a dumb
I just
strategy.
don't think it's going to hit again.
And if the Commanders go out and win like 13 games this year, I'm going to look stupid. And by the way, my boys, the Junks, are going to use a lot of my audio on the air on their show, even this week. But I will tell you that it will backfire. This is going to backfire.
I don't think they're winning 13 games this year.
45 days.
Oh, my God.
To opening night.
That's amazing. All right, coming up next, we have today's headlines with Connor Thomas. It is Kincade and Salciunas on this Monday morning, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hi, my name is Phil E., and for most of my sports fan life, I've been suffering from sports talk delusion syndrome, or ST.
Chip Monday, presented to us by our friends at Pierce Phelps Bryant Heating and Air Conditioning Contractors. Visit nopaybryant.com. Obviously, a lot of Phillies talk after they dropped 2 of 3 to the Angels to start the second half of the season following the All-Star break. Trade deadline 10 days from now. We'll play the John Middleton audio again later on the show, who he made it seem like he doesn't want to completely go all in terms of moving on from all of his prospects, much like they did with that 07 to 11 run. But that doesn't mean he won't allow Dave Dombrowski to make any trades. He just doesn't want to go completely all in where they get rid of everybody. And I don't think there's many players out there that you would have to give up, quote unquote, everybody for. I think Duran is the closer that you're probably going to give up a lot of pieces for. And then everybody else will probably be lower level prospects. And you can get creative.
Yeah,
be a right-handed power bat. We saw 2 guys with the Angels this weekend in Ward and Adele, who both hit from the right side, both play outfield, both have 20-plus home runs this year.
I just don't understand why would the Twins want to get rid of Durant. And by the way, again, much like I said to you last week, my friend Audra Martin is the sideline reporter. She's the Taryn Hatcher for the Twins. I see nothing out of the Twins that says that he's even available. Like none of the beat writers saying, yeah, they're shopping him.
I don't know. Nightingale says earlier in a clip that we played that he's available, he believes.
Yeah,
so
this
is coming from somewhere.
That they're going to listen, but I just don't. I don't know why they would do it.
My thing with the Twins,
that's not what they tend to do, though.
Every year, this is the year the Twins will win that division, and they never do. And maybe they just.
But they do make postseason, though. Many times they do have a good. They've made postseason quite a few times.
Yeah, but they stink when they make it too.
I got
so it's
you.
not even like they get something out of that.
They haven't made the playoffs since 23, and they lost in 4 games to in the ALDS. Before that, they hadn't made the postseason since the COVID year. So very inconsistent. That Twin, and every year they're like the pick to win their division. Like every single year, they've won the division once in the last 5 years.
I mean, they've made the postseason 4 of the last 8.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for a franchise to play 4 of the last 8 years for a small market, small income team to make the postseason 4 out of 8 years. That's pretty good. But has Tampa done that too? Maybe.
Probably in those 4 of 8 seasons, they've won what? 1 postseason game.
They went to the ALDS twice. They went to the World Wild Card twice. Wild Card Series twice. ALDS twice. I mean. It's not like they're not a terrible. Like, I mean, that's a franchise that has some sort of level of pedigree.
I would not say the Minnesota Twins have any pedigree.
Yeah, the Twins
for what
don't
they spend,
pedigree.
How many teams have done that? How many teams do you think can say on their resume that in 8 seasons they've been to the postseason 4 times, they've been to the ALDS or the NLDS twice, and they've been to the wild card twice? I bet you the list is not long, guys. I don't think that's a long list, especially for what they spend and everything. They draft well, they develop talent well, and that just makes me believe you're really going to have to give up a ton if you're going to be able to get a top player from them. I don't know why they would make that deal. I wouldn't.
Oh, make it happen.
I wouldn't give them up.
All right, time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
Brought to us by Lundy Law, our friends over there. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law. Your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. Now we're going to start with a story. I don't know if you guys kept up with this. We haven't really talked about it too much. But in case you missed it, there was a big golf tournament. This guy won.
Appears that Scheffler is going to shoot all 4 rounds in the 60s for the first time in a major. Be the 7th Open champion to do that as well. And Scotty Scheffler has his Open championship.
And there he is, the worst guy on the planet. Oh, he wins again.
No, pompous ass. That's all. I didn't say he's the worst guy on the planet.
Terrible human being, Scotty Scheffler. A champion once
Nobody
more.
said that. Pompous ass. Just pompous ass.
Pompous ass.
Because he went home and ate dinner after that.
And by the way,
how dare he eat dinner?
Did you hear some of the other comments? I know I saw some from Dallas. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Young guy, not young much anymore.
Dak Prescott.
No, young guy golfer
Jordan
from Dallas.
Spieth.
Jordan Spieth talking about him, and he said, "Look, he's a hell of a player. He is a hell of a talent. He's great. He doesn't do the things to sell golf the way that the rest of us do. He doesn't do the things that the rest of the guys in the tour do to sell our sport, to try to build the sport. But he's fantastic, and he is incredible. And I love the fact that he's a good family man.
Yeah.
He said, but he doesn't do the things that the rest of us do to build our sport.
Scotty's only issue is he's boring. If
I'm
you want to call
telling
him
you right
boring,
now,
No, but he also doesn't do what the other guys do to try to build
I'm telling
the
you right now, 10 years from now, he'll either do a podcast or he'll be at the podium, and he's going to say, I just wish I enjoyed it more. My only regret is I wish I enjoyed it more. I'm betting, and 10 years from now, when we're still doing the show together, we'll react.
You're out of your mind.
We'll react to it. What else you got?
All right, so we also had something else at the Open. This is the dumbest rule that exists. I hate this. So Sergio Garcia snapped his driver out of frustration on the second hole of the final round. And in golf, if you break one of your clubs, you cannot replace it with another club. So he was out driver for 16 of the 18 holes on the final day of a major championship. And that's the dumbest thing ever. Could you imagine if a baseball player broke his bat in his first at bat and they're just like, yeah, you don't get a bat anymore?
How about this?
Especially a temper tantrum.
How about this? If the head of the club just flies off, I've seen it. Happened to my dad once. You should be able to replace it. But when you're slamming the club, which he
it's
did,
a temper
okay,
tantrum.
that's on him.
Hang on now. Hockey player breaks his stick. Like a goalie breaks his stick over the net because he gave up a goal.
Yeah,
He's upset. Does he get another one?
Rules are rules,
He gets another. It's the dumbest thing. I understand, but in other sports, guys break equipment all the time. But in golf, you can't add something back, so a guy's got to play with one hand tied behind his back in a major championship. That feels like a dumb rule to me.
Do you think it's a dumb rule like Connor is? We talked about a certain. Do you think that people should be able to have more clubs in their bag than you're allowed to in golf?
No,
we talked
no.
about that. Okay.
I don't think you should have more, but I think if you were to replace a broken club with the same exact club.
That you broke on purpose because you had a temper tantrum?
Yeah, every other sport allows you to do that. Golf doesn't, and that feels dumb to me.
Yeah, it's a gentleman's game. That's why they tell you it's a gentleman's game.
You're not supposed to throw temper tantrums.
Not supposed to act like you're 12 years old on a golf course.
By the way, shout out to Kieran on our YouTube chat.
What a cool name.
Kieran was at the Open. And
enjoy, Kieran.
Kieran was at hole 12 when Rory hit the eagle on Saturday. So that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I hope you enjoyed that, Kieran. That's really cool. All right, coming up next, we will look a little bit deeper into this NFC East thing that you talked about. There's a ton of love for the Commanders. We have the don't sleep on them Cowboys. The Giants are just kind of there.
Yeah, nobody's talking about the Giants doing anything.
But are the Eagles set up to win the division for years to come? It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Slow start for the Phils back from the All-Star break. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies lost 2 of 3 to the Angels over the weekend at Citizens Bank Park. It was not the start that they envisioned coming off the All-Star break, and it's now 3 straight series lost for the Phils. Yesterday was an 8-2 loss. Ranger Suarez gave up 6 earned and 4 1/3 innings pitched. The Phils did get some encouraging signs offensively. Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper swung it well in the series, and Bryce Harper talked about, hey, we need Schwarber back after this year.
I think management knows that. I think Domino knows that as well. They're going to make the best decision for our team, and if he's in those plans, obviously he should be here. He's been great for us. He's our leader.
And it's a fair point by Harper, but there are bigger fish to fry in the immediate future. 10 days till the trade deadline. The Phillies added veteran reliever David Robertson. Signed him on a deal through the rest of the year for $5 million. We'll see what more they do with the trade deadline looming. The Red Sox are in town for 3 games starting tonight. Zach Wheeler versus Walker Buehler, the pitching matchup, 6:45 p.m. first pitch. Eagles report to training camp tomorrow. So we'll hear from coaches and players throughout the week and keep you updated on the news out of NovaCare. This update's brought to you by Moyer & Sons. Summer's heating up. Call Moyer Indoor Outdoor for expert pest control and lawn care. Moyer, trusted service, year-round solutions. Visit eMoyer.com today. I'm Connor Thomas on the home of the best birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Texting, the easiest and most convenient way to communicate.
Texting, when you want to be heard, but not.
Momentarily, because he spoke to the media on Friday. But before we get to that, earlier to start the 8 o'clock hour, you talked about something you observed over the weekend and how the Eagles are, a young football team coming off a Super Bowl championship, and all the other teams in the division seem to get older. I understand why the Commanders are trying to do it. The Cowboys and Giants doesn't necessarily make sense. So I wonder, John, as we have now gone on, 21 years since we've seen defending NFC East champions, right? Back to back?
I think it's 21.
21 years, which is unbelievable.
It's crazy.
If you think about it. And the Eagles have been to 4 Super Bowls, if you count 2004, that was when it ended. They've been to 4 Super Bowls. 4? 3?
The Eagles?
4 Super Bowls. 04, 17, 22, and 24. 4 Super Bowls during a 21-year span where there's not been back-to-back division winners in the NFC East. Unbelievable. Have we finally found the stretch where the Eagles will rule the NFC East? Because I believe that they have. For what you just said earlier in this hour, that the other teams are getting older. To me, it's really a 2-team race between the Eagles and the Commanders. The people that are doing the watch out for the Cowboys nonsense.
It's the summer.
The only thing that I say watch out for the Cowboys for is maybe they're the second-place team in the division.
Yes.
I don't think the Cowboys – look, Dak's going to be healthy this year, we think, right? The Cowboys will be better than what they were last year. But better to the point of winning the division? I don't believe so. But better to the point of maybe surpassing the Commanders? I think that's a possibility.
I brought up to you the other day. Everybody's saying, well, the Cowboys went 7-10, but remember –
right.
Dak was injured. They were 3-5 when Dak went out injured.
Yep.
They weren't doing well with Dak, and he had 8 interceptions in 8 games. And Jalen had 5 interceptions all season. So just
I also think
about it.
Mike McCarthy is a boob. I just don't know what Schottenheimer is going to bring him. His first time he's being a head coach, so we'll see how this goes. But is this finally the stretch where we're going? All right, they could actually win the division back-to-back years and maybe for multiple years ahead. To the point that you're making, the youth movement that they have made, the guys that are locked up for years to come, I think it finally breaks. Now, I think we've had this conversation for the last 21 years.
What are you talking about, like 3 out of 4? Like a 3 out of 4 stretch?
Let's start with back-to-back.
Yeah, I'm already shaking my head.
Because it's been 21 years. Why?
Because it just doesn't happen. I don't know. This is the dumbest conversation. Not you guys, but no, what I'm about to add to this is really stupid, but I've thought multiple times over the past 15 years, we'll just call it, where I thought the Eagles were going to win the division 10 times in a row.
See, I have not. That's weird is that I looked at it totally differently.
Like the Carson Wentz Super Bowl winning year where you have a young quarterback on a rookie deal who seems unstoppable. Sure, he gets banged up. Well, you have Nick Foles, a deity himself, who's going to hold things down. They're going to win the division next year. Didn't. 22. You just ran to the Super Bowl with a young quarterback who looked amazing, was in the MVP conversation. They're bringing back all these players. Everything seems safe.
Well,
major collapse. You don't win the division. I don't know.
18, there was an explanation. Wentz was injured the beginning of the year. Foles is in there. Doesn't look like Foles because the carriage turned into a pumpkin again.
Right.
Then Wentz comes back, and then Wentz is injured again. I mean, it was 18 was a mess. It didn't happen. If I believe if Wentz is healthy, that doesn't happen. So, I mean, it's I thought in 18 they'd come back and win the division. I did. But I never felt like they were going to go on a run and have a 5 out of 6 or something like that.
Right. No, should they? Yes.
3. If you told me right now, would I be willing to bet $1,000 that the Eagles will win 2 of the next 3 divisions? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I'd be willing to bet.
Year.
I'd be willing to bet that 2 of the next 3 years the Eagles win the division, which would give them a streak of 3 out of 4.
This would be like the Sixers drafting a guy who has never been injured once in his life
expecting him to be
in the first round.
You mean like VJ Edgecombe,
and just saying,
hurt?
And there's no reason to assume that guy will ever be hurt. There's nothing logical to it. But he's going to be because he's a first-round pick of the Sixers. The NFC East, I don't know. I can make an ironclad argument. But at the end of the day, somehow it just flip-flops every year. I don't get it. It doesn't make logical sense. They should win it consistently for the next 5 years or so. but I can't sit here and say I feel great about it.
Well, feeling great about it's one, but
Right.
I
feel very. How about this?
I feel very
confident.
confident.
I feel
I feel very
confident about
That's
it.
fine.
That the
Yeah.
Eagles
I can
begin
get
their
because
run
of the
on
other
NFC East.
more Connor, more because of the other teams
Right.
Yeah.
than
I just don't think
thinking that things can't
I
hit the
don't think, and you said that you could be proven wrong and look dumb. I don't think the Commanders can replicate what they did last year.
I don't either. Because
just
first of all, the last second wins,
There are a lot of them.
the Cowboy win, the Bears win, those aren't happening this year. You had
Right.
two. You had two miracle. The deflection win with the Bears. That never happens in a. You probably never. You maybe have never seen that happen in your life. That a Hail Mary pass deflects off. Oh, win touchdown. Like you see that. Then they win another game against the Cowboys when they go like 95 yard on a pass. You never see that stuff.
You're not even counting the other one. I'm taking Jalen Hurts out of a game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They don't.
You're already
they're
up.
not beating
You're
the
already
Eagles.
up 14-0.
Right.
And you're driving again when
Right.
you put Hurts out of the
Right.
game.
Exactly.
You can take 3 wins off
And
the
then
board for
Kenny
them.
Stinkett throws a stupid interception.
Easy.
Stupid
Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett.
Stupid interception. You're up 14-0. He throws a stupid pick.
Put some respect on that kid's name.
Hey, he took
That
the
kid.
He took the knee at the end. They
Kid.
won. All right. And by the way, the Commanders' schedule, it's really similar to the Eagles in terms of the opponents.
The strength of schedule is almost exactly the Eagles.
So I just don't see the. I think the Eagles repeat as NFC East. And obviously that's not.
Now that's
the end
going to
goal.
conflict with Bill and Mike. Bill and
Now that's two shows we
on
gotta,
Unfiltered
two shows
and on
we
the
gotta
Mike
battle
Missanelli
with
show.
now.
Well, a lot of Commanders love on both those shows.
All right, John Middleton also, in case you guys missed it, he spoke on Friday. Here was John Middleton talking about decisions they made back in that 07-11 run and not wanting to make similar mistakes.
When Reuben was the general manager, he did an extraordinary job. Got Cliff Lee in 09 at the trade deadline, added Pedro shortly after that. After 09 season, in the offseason, he brought in Roy Halladay, extended him, brought in Roy Oswald in 10 at the trading deadline, re-signed Cliff, after 10 during the offseason, brought in Hunter Pence. Every move he made, it was an A-plus move. And every player that he brought in performed at a very high level. And we still lost. And not only did we not win the World Series, but we exited every year one round earlier than the year before. And then so if you kind of empty the cupboard, you can do everything right and you still don't win. It's a bad call, it's a bad break, a bad bounce of a ball. It's some guy who just gets ridiculously hot on the other team and beat you. So those things, you have to take that, you have to weigh all that.
So I have a question off of that I want to discuss coming up next. A little addition to the show sheet here. Should that history impact the decision one way or another? We'll talk about that coming up next. Also, we have to congratulate a couple of towns nearby. I'll leave it at that. It's Kincade and Salciunas on this Monday morning here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey everybody, it's Bill Colarulo, and coming up at 2 o'clock on Unfiltered, an interesting weekend for the Phillies. They lose 2 of 3.
Kruk, not John.
Yes.
John Kruk. He is at his last iron infusion before his surgery on Wednesday.
I hated those.
So good luck to our man John Kruk.
It's just an IV bag and everything, but you got to have it before you do his surgery coming up. I hated those, John. So just stay focused and everything.
We're rooting for you, man.
It'll be all right. He's going to be fine.
Also, we got to celebrate.
What's that?
A couple of towns. So an article that was written over a month ago, but it just got picked up like this weekend by people. The 10 best small towns to live in the United States. Coming in at number 1, Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
I saw this where Kevin DeGandhi was celebrating.
And that's how I saw it for the first time.
And that's fantastic. I can just tell you this. Working in Malvern in the early 90s, Phoenixville wouldn't have been on this list. Phoenixville has done an amazing job of creating a spectacular
Well, the thing
town.
that the quote from Cassie Gaddy, who's a realtor of the Gaddy Group, Phoenixville is a town that got knocked down and then turned that comeback into a community-wide celebration.
It's unbelievable.
So that's
it's unbelievable. You're too young to you guys are too young. Like you've seen Phoenixville.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever been.
Okay, if you never you can't believe
how much of a difference it is.
you can't. I can't even describe it to you. Phoenixville should be so damn proud of themselves.
It's no Hainesport, New Jersey.
Exactly.
But that's all right.
New Jersey, there's another one in the top 10. No. Lambertville, New Jersey.
Where's Lambertville?
It's right across the river from New Hope. It's up north a little bit.
Okay.
Lambertville's very nice.
It's very nice. And then the addition is to be able to go literally across like a bridge, and you're in New Hope. So you have things to do.
Sketchy-ass bridge.
Yes, but a bridge is a bridge. So Lambertville comes in at number 4. And then I know a lot of people go here for vacation, or they have like a shore house, Lewis, Delaware, which I know Andrew DeCecco goes to frequently. Mike Vito goes there. Jen Scordo goes there.
There is a tax benefit to there.
Yes, there is.
That is a huge tax benefit.
So 3 towns in the top 10, all kind of within our listening demographic.
That is fantastic.
Which is amazing.
Congratulations.
And then I'll even add one more. Coming in at number 10, Dunedin, Florida, which is right next to Clearwater. And I know a lot of people that have houses in Dunedin because it's cheaper than Clearwater.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
You know who did?
Who?
Jim Fergosi.
Really had a house in Dunedin?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Yeah, he did.
How about that? All right, so in that clip that we played last segment, John Middleton talks about the 07-11 and how they emptied the tank, right? To acquire players. Now, that was over a course of 4 or 5 years. I know the Phillies have made trades, but they haven't really parted ways with any of their top guys. The one that a lot of people were bothered by was last year for Estevez. Isn't one guy not even in baseball anymore? Or maybe not already, because it's only been 1 year. But there was one of the prospects that people were all up in arms about. And then Estevez was fantastic. The worst thing is that they didn't
Estevez is
re-sign
such
him.
a horrible mess.
Yes.
And by the way, he was not bad at all. He was not bad at all. That's what's crazy.
I think this is a harder question to answer one way or another. But should what Middleton gone through 07-11, should that impact your decision making in 2025?
Yes.
How much?
You know why it should? I am very good with money. I make really good decisions with money.
Mm-hmm.
My wife will tell you, she's like, John is great with money decisions. John was horrible with money decisions when it came to cars.
Okay.
In my life. And I've told my daughter all the time, don't be like your dad was with cars now that you're on your own, now that you're making your own decisions. And I've imparted on her. No matter how many great decisions I made with money, I made stupid decisions with car buying. So I say to her, like, don't do what I did with that. John Middleton knows his organization was set back for a decade. Mm-hmm. So yes, learn from your mistakes in life. Learn. You could be a great owner and you could make some great decisions, but learn from your past mistakes.
Now, one of the things that he says in that clip is that, we didn't win, and I have to take that into account. but you're not going to win with this roster.
Nope.
Like and that's why this is, I think, is a harder answer to give because I hear what you're saying. Like they did go through a 10-year playoff drought.
But if they get
that happened.
Okay, but what if you get? Remember, he said this in regards to emptying the coffers.
Right, which they don't have.
So if I said to you, you can get that right-handed bat you want, which then allows you to do the Connor and you rearrange in the lineup, and you get the big name back of the bullpen arm. They can fix this. They can fix this to where you'd say they could win the National League and win a World Series.
Yeah, let's ride. They get those two? Okay, let's get it.
So that's what I think he's saying.
So you just have to balance the not going all in, but giving up. Look, they're going to move on from a prospect. I imagine that people are going to be like, uh-oh, I didn't want to move on from that guy. Whether it's one of Miller, Crawford, Abel, like Tait. Yeah, like they're going to move on from one of the guys, and there will be people that I know people have not watched Eduardo Tait, but they're going to be like, oh, my God, how could you trade that guy? Like, that reaction is going to happen.
And anybody is just basing that on
scouting
someone
reports.
else's opinion and what they've read.
And like Sixto Sanchez was the next Pedro Martinez.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
they have no idea.
And the guy could turn out to be something. I just know more often than not, odds are they don't.
Yes, but what Middleton's trying to say there is, we'll use the car example since Johnny brought up cars earlier. The trade deadline is not like purchasing a car, where if a car costs $40,000 and you walk in with $41,000, you get that car every single time, 100%. You can make the right moves at the deadline, and it does not guarantee you a World Series because there's more that factors in.
Right.
So what you can't do is cut out the safety net for this go-all-in chance when there are no true guarantees. You can be more aggressive or less aggressive, but there needs to be something that sits there because even if you do everything right, you may not be rewarded with a World Series, so you can't go all in, ever.
And they're not, I don't even think there's the guy out there to do that.
No, right, absolutely. He's just talking about the philosophy behind it.
I got you. All right, what do we got on the text line, Connor? At 610-632-0975.
All right, so we have someone checking in on the Phillies conversation where another team is in the National League. They say the Phillies, who are struggling, are completely screwed, but the Dodgers, who have got swept by the same team twice in 2 weeks and lost one of their best players, are fine.
Yeah, that's the Milwaukee Brewers that swept the Dodgers.
The Dodgers have used 23 pitchers or something. You can't compare this. You can't compare it.
Wait, why not?
Because they've lost their entire starting pitching staff has been gutted. If you started their 5 starting pitchers, I think they've lost 4 of them have had to leave the rotation at some point.
Right, but they don't get a mulligan on that. They're dealing with that problem. That's the point.
There are facts, and then there are problems.
Yeah, but again,
Phillies' problems are the guys that they counted on that they thought were going to be good aren't any good. The Dodgers guys aren't available due to injury. That's completely different and not comparable.
But that's why I can't waste this rotation knowing that I have my rotation and they don't.
No, because they're going to have guys come back.
Yeah, but there's a chance that if let's say it's NLCS, Zach Wheeler game 1, there's a chance that he's the better pitcher in that matchup. There's a chance that Christopher Sanchez or Ranger Suarez are the better pitchers in their matchups. Does that mean that the Dodgers bullpen is all of a sudden going to get worse than the Phillies? No. Dodgers bullpen's better than the Phillies bullpen. Their lineup's better than the Phillies lineup. But if I could ride a couple of horses and hopefully win an NLCS, I can't waste that. And that's why I need to acquire some players. And we're all on the same page that they need to acquire some players.
Okay, but it's to the level. The level that John Middleton's talking about is you have to define.
Right.
Empty the coffers. You're willing to empty the coffers for this team. This team's not good enough to do that.
I'm ready to give up every draft pick ever.
And then you'll complain for a decade.
I told you I wouldn't.
You will. I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
If they win a World Series, I won't complain. I promise.
Well, you see, you can't put you cannot do that.
Why?
Because you can't put parameters on it.
My name's on the show. I can do whatever I want, Johnny.
You're gonna be lining up on a bridge.
All right, coming up next, we'll check our text line some more, but also we talked about the Eagles and the turning of the page, right? But it was nice to see them celebrate on Friday when they got their rings. When are you willing to turn the page? It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phillies added to the bullpen over the weekend. I'm Connor Thomas, and while the Phillies didn't do a great job on the field against the Angels, they did do a nice job of adding to the bullpen ahead of the trade deadline. It was not via trade. No, they signed veteran reliever David Robertson to a deal for the rest of the season worth $5 million prorated for the games remaining. This is Robertson's third stint now here in the city of brotherly love. We will see if the 40-year-old veteran can add to a bullpen that really needs the help. The Phillies, well, they need to win a series. They've lost the last three. They lost 2 of 3 to the Angels over the weekend. Ranger Suarez had a rough game. It wasn't the best starting pitching from the Phillies, and you expect them to be better there. But you did get better offense, especially from Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper. And Harper talked about the impact Schwarber has and why he should be back with the team next year.
I think management knows that. I think Domino knows that as well. They're going to make the best decision for our team, and if he's in those plans, obviously he should be here. He's been great for us. He's our leader.
We'll see what happens in the offseason. We'll see what happens at the trade deadline 10 days away. Red Sox are in town for 3 games starting tonight at 6:45. Zach Wheeler on the mound. Eagles report to training camp tomorrow. Football season right around the corner, folks. We'll keep you updated on all the news out of the NovaCare complex. This update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. Their instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage for a limited time. Get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Connor Thomas on the home of the best birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Philly fans, you are the best sports fans in the world. You're not stupid, so why should you have to hear outlandish takes that make you shake your head?
What a weekend. People not thrilled with the Phils, but it's all right because we're only 45 days to the Eagles opener.
Oh, yeah,
So
we're getting there.
that gives you all you need to know. And camp tomorrow. Players have to report, but they don't have to stay there. This isn't like camp report day when players had to report and move in. They get to go home. They get to come each day. This isn't like training. Training camp's Club Med now.
It works.
Completely different. Yeah, but it does. No, it does. But it's completely different. They don't have to go move into a dorm, bring their fans, their box fans, bring their bags full of clothes. It's a completely different experience. Now, when they come to camp, they drive there every day, so they get to live in their homes. I would much prefer sleeping in my own bed over sleeping in any dormitory like the players used to. It's amazing what players used to be subjected to.
Yes.
Because it sucked for those players.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh, just look at that.
It's all good. Sometimes when you have to make important phone calls.
Sure.
And, commercial breaks. And
it's all right. We just got right into talking about
because you guys are professionals.
That's what we did.
All right. So the Eagles, as we've been talking about a lot, the moving on. We had this conversation months ago after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, how this time it'll be maybe different in the fan base. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl 2017-18, February 4th, 2018, a day that we will never forget. The next season, we were softies. Not me, but a lot of people were softies. Doesn't matter what happens. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. We're happy. Because it was the first time ever. And there are people that never expected it to happen. This time around, I think, all agree it's going to be a little bit different.
Yes.
Where we now want more. We now want the dynasty. We want to continue winning. Because we also know how much it sucked the last time when they won and then disappeared for a few years. So we don't want it to end. The question that you pose is, when are we moving on, though? Is it banner drop, we celebrate, kickoff, let's go? Or are people already kind of like, all right, I want more right now?
Kickoff.
So kickoff.
I'm done because I'm all ready to. No, I want to see the banner drop. I want to see all the festivities that lead up to it. That's awesome.
You know they're going to do it up, so I'm pumped for that.
And they should. And I'm hoping we're not going to have lightning delay this year.
Yes,
like we did the first time. And I know that I'll love seeing that banner unfurl when they pull the black cover off of it and you get to see the banner up there. But the one thing I know is different this time is I thought 2017. I'm not going to use the word fluke, but 2017 was absolutely unbelievable, improbable, and I don't believe if they had to face Rams Saints that would have happened.
I agree with you. We've talked about that.
And I think a lot of crazy things happened. The Philly special and all that kind of, I think a lot of things wild happened. I looked at that as a magic carpet ride. I looked at last year's championship as a great team that flipped the switch as far as taking it from a very, very good team to domination. And why I absolutely feel good about it is, and I was walking the boardwalk as it rained in Atlantic City this weekend. I took a walk on the boardwalk between gambling sessions, and it started to rain. And as I was walking in the rain, it came to me.
So bad.
It came to me.
You're thinking about your life choices.
Well, I was going to walk and see Connor. No, my life choices were quite good. I was doing well.
No, I know. It just sounds like.
But I was thinking about it. I was thinking about going and seeing Connor. I texted him. I was going to go see Connor and Ray, and take the walk. And then it started to rain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get poured on.
Yeah.
And you said your parents were on the beach all day, and it didn't rain 5 miles up the shore.
They said they got a little bit of rain, but it
rained.
It ruined Ray and I's. We had a great content morning planned. We were going to go together to get brunch at the Rainforest Cafe on the Atlantic City.
That's actually awesome.
And it rained.
And we didn't walk that because it was raining.
And it rained. So as I'm walking, I'm saying to myself this. I look at it as I really like it. I like their chances so much, and I like the fact is because last year they were a great team in the last 2 games of the year. Absolutely off the charts. But if you took the last 2 games off the board, they weren't a style points team at all.
Right.
The whole year. They snuck by bad teams all year long at home. Bad teams.
A lot of backdoor covers last year.
They had to win they had to sneak by the seat of their pants against some of the worst teams in the NFL at home. Cleveland, Carolina, that they were lucky to beat. So style points didn't come into play. The Eagles weren't a style points winning team until the last 2 games where your jaw dropped and went, wow, that's the team I was waiting to see all year. I know they have that gear now. They know they have that gear now. That gives me so much more confidence. So to me, I'm looking forward to it as turn the page, drop that banner. I think this year's team is going to have a much better swag to them.
I'm going to prepare you for something.
Okay.
As you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN HD1, Burlington, Philadelphia, BZ Middle Group Station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. I'll prepare you from just this show standpoint.
Okay.
And Connor, I'm not taking a shot at you because I don't think you're necessarily wrong.
You can take a shot at me.
We love taking shots at each other. That's what we do.
I think Connor and a lot of Eagles fans, even though you want more, yes, you
absolutely. I want them to win every game forever.
You're not saying, I got my Super Bowl, I'm good. Like, you want them to continue winning. But there will be a lot of people, to the point that you just made, John, that will say, well, I know it hasn't been pretty, but last year wasn't pretty, and they won the Super Bowl. You're going to hear that a lot if that's the case.
And you'll hear it from me.
And
that's what I'm saying. There will be people like Connor.
And I would say to you, or to anybody that gives me that is a rare feat.
Yeah.
When you have a team put a great year together where they scrape by lousy teams by the skin of their teeth. It's rare. It is not the common. Usually when you see a 13-14 win team, they tend to be teams that boat race crappy teams, and they get by the skin of their teeth usually by good teams. This team played bad football at home against some really, really bad teams and figured it out at the very end of the year. They just hit a stride in the last 2 games. Remember,
yeah, but John,
they survived the Packers. 6 minutes to go in the game. 7 minutes to go in the game. They were up by less than a touchdown against the Packers in the wild card game. You saw what they had to do to survive the Rams, and it was survive the Rams. They didn't play either one of those games style points. All year long at home was harem scarum.
Yeah, but was there style points against the Commanders the first time, the 26-18 win, which is a good win? The 24-19 win over the Ravens, that wasn't style points.
Oh, I think the Ravens game was. I think that was cosmetically close. I think the Ravens game on the road was a style point win. That game got close. Remember,
I know,
within the last 2 minutes,
like the
last 2 minutes,
60-yard run.
In the last 2 minutes, it got close. That was cosmetically close. I think the Ravens game absolutely was a game that was a style points game.
I think you can make the argument.
Yeah,
the Bengals game.
I think the Rams.
Hurts threw for 118 yards that game.
I think the Rams Sunday night game.
That one for sure.
Yeah,
was a style points game.
The Bengals road game
I think the Bengals road game was a game where you said, okay, but there were so many crappy games against bad teams. Look, the people came in here and were like, this is terrible. Oh, but it was over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Over and over.
But I think there will be people like Connor, and Connor said that he would be that person, that even if it's not looking pretty, you're going to say, well, they're winning. And we saw this happen last year, and they were able to turn it up a notch. Maybe they will coast for a little bit. But as you have said, and you're right, the schedule is much harder this year.
It's a much harder schedule. So comparing, being able to do that last year and get away with it, comparing it to this year's schedule is not congruent.
Yeah,
that's not congruent.
Let's remember what my breakdown's going to be, too, because the first 4 weeks, I'm willing to give them patience to figure it out. After that, though, you look back to last season. We had conversations about ahead of that Steelers game. This passing offense is not good enough. I need to see them be better. Like, I was critical of the team, even though they were winning. Like, it won't be just this blind, hey, as long as they win. I'll do that for the first 4 weeks, as long as they win.
Let me ask you, just because we're bar room, all right?
Yeah.
Are you drinking?
I wish.
Water?
Not out of the realm of possibility that the Eagles start off 1-3. I'm not saying they're going to start 1-3. I'm just having barroom conversation. They beat the Cowboys night one. Hell yeah.
No, they beat the Cowboys.
Go Birds.
No, it's out of the realm of possibility. 1-3.
Week 2, they lose in Kansas City.
Okay.
Not out of the realm of possibility.
Week 3, the Rams have this game circled. This is somebody on the Rams said it over the weekend. I forget which player it was. Said that we have that game circled.
Okay.
So this is their Super Bowl, right? And the Rams beat the Eagles, not a beatdown, not like the 49ers from a couple years ago. They just beat the Eagles. 1-2, and then they go to Tampa, where we know that it's just one of those spots where they just can't win, or don't win often, I should say. So not out of the realm of possibility that they start 1-3. Do I believe that's going to happen? Absolutely not. If they start 1-3, are you still patient?
Yeah,
No.
we're chilling.
No.
I don't think you can
Absolutely
be
not,
dude.
You
That's
cannot
3
be.
straight losses.
That's
Chiefs,
terrible.
Rams, Bucks.
That's terrible.
3 playoff teams, one that was a
No.
Super Bowl team, one that almost knocked you off in the
You're the
postseason,
champions.
one you don't play
you're
well.
the ones that beat all these teams.
I got you.
No, you
But
cannot
know what?
be patient.
We'd be chilling because you know what happens? Then week 5, when you play that matchup, you say, okay, you damn well better win week 5, and it damn well better look good.
Against the Broncos, yeah.
And
yeah,
if you
well, that's
don't
an easy win against the Broncos, and then you play the Giants, and you're like, wow.
And then
now
the next thing you know, you're 500.
That's-
And then the next thing you know, they've got momentum.
I
And
just
the
don't
next thing you
think,
know,
yeah,
it's
but
last year.
I
again.
don't think if we went through a month of football and the Eagles
No.
were 1-3 that we'd be
This
saying
city
we
will
chilling.
This city,
I'll
no
be
one's
chilling.
chilling. Connor,
Nobody's chilling.
I'm
Connor,
chilling.
I'm saying you will get so smoked.
I'll go legs
That'll
up.
Oh my gosh,
John, I get smoked all the
Yeah, but
time. For
nobody will.
everything.
Well,
I'll
yeah,
be fine.
Nobody will be chill. No one at NovaCare will be chilling.
No, there won't be
No,
chilling.
but I will be. I'll be sitting here, feet up.
That's
we'll get our
ridiculous.
first Tanner McKee call after the Buccaneers.
And
And
yes,
then you know
you
what
get that
happens
too.
if they lose to Bo Nix and the Broncos at home week 5? Panic button.
Oh,
See, you didn't-
so you won't be chilling
See,
anymore.
he didn't put the ring on. That's why they're
Yeah,
losing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. See, like that's the thing. I have my line. I will stick to that line. You're not moving me off of it, especially with the quality opponent. They're
No,
gonna play.
Not 1-3.
no magical week 5 bye this year.
Yeah, not
The
1-3.
best bye week in the history of sports.
Not 1-3. Oh, by that scenario, with 2 losses to playoff teams in the NFC. No.
And again, to be clear, I don't
You're not
believe
saying that's going to happen.
happening.
No, I don't believe that's. I don't believe the worst start that I see possible is 2-2.
Yeah.
Which they did before.
And then they won the
year.
Super Bowl. Absolutely. All right, coming up next, we'll check our text line. And is it 2019 all over again? Johnny, for the first time, someone else has the vision of LeBron to the Sixers. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Monday, July 21st, the Phillies drop 2 of 3 to the
Presented to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
It is a championship Monday here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5. The Fanatic fitting after the ring ceremony on Friday for the Birds. It was awesome. Football Monday, championship Monday on the Fanatic, presented to us by Pierce Phelps Bryant Heating and Air Conditioning Contractors. Visit nopaybryant.com. Almost a legitimate football Monday right around the corner, man. How many days you say? 40 what?
45 to the Birds opener.
That's amazing, man.
Which is incredible. 45.
And I love that they open up the season on that Thursday night. A, because that means they won the Super Bowl. But B, like, we got the first crack at it, man. It's great.
Be awesome.
And then that means Sunday we can just sit back. And isn't it, you and I were talking about this during the break last week. Is that Saturday the big Saturday in college football, or is that the week before?
No, the week before.
Oh, damn. All right.
When it has that big game.
Well, then there's still nothing else going on.
That's Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
So Labor Day weekend's the big college football Saturday with, I believe, is the best triple header ever.
Connor, you got to hear. Do you have it in front of you? I'll try to pull it up.
I do not. I'd have to pull it up.
No Excel spreadsheet?
That's Saturday. No, not for the college football weekend. But the Saturday of Labor Day weekend, college football, Connor, is
just major games?
I think it's a trifecta of games that might be the best ever.
Temple who?
Yeah. I think it's Howard. I think they play Howard.
That's a good game.
In week.
Howard? Let me get.
Yeah, they play Howard. Yes.
Let me give it to you here, Connor.
They could play one guy named Howard, and they might be in trouble.
Maybe.
Except one. Let me give it to you here. I think Texas Ohio State is the noon game.
That's the noon
That's a great
game.
one.
Okay, Texas Ohio State is noon, which is absolutely a stupid game. Okay, now I thought it's Temple UMass.
Oh, so is this week 1 or is this?
Yeah, it's Temple UMass,
okay.
August 30th. So it's Temple UMass. It's
All right,
Temple.
week 2, sorry.
It's Texas Ohio State is that game. Alabama Florida State. So the SEC versus the ACC is the 3:30 game. And then the night game, which will catch everybody's attention, is, let me get, what is the
LSU
game?
and Clemson.
LSU
right?
and Clemson.
I mean, that's a hell of a 3-game slate right there.
That is a great weekend as far as big matchups in August, Labor Day weekend, with, by the way, major implications.
Yeah. Oh,
All right, I'm
absolutely.
canceling my plans for that day. That's what I'm doing.
Did you have plans that day?
That's
No.
Saturday of Labor Day weekend. That is major implications.
I don't really have plans any day in my life besides this show.
That's just such a great,
Which
great
is
day.
great.
All right, so dream with me.
Dream. Oh, by the way, hello.
Hello?
By the way, hello to Jace and Martin, who I met the other night.
Hello.
Outside of at the Hell's Kitchen.
Nice.
Big listeners to the show. Big fans of you guys too.
Thanks, Jason and Martin.
Jace and Martin. Big fans,
Jason
and
Martin.
they were nice. So 2 different guys and big fans of the show.
Jason Martin sounds like he could be a singer.
And by the way, Linda was our server. So if you go to Hell's Kitchen,
That's good work.
Linda
Shout out to Linda.
rocked it. the other night. She was awesome.
So on Fox, there's an article. Could it happen? Best trade destinations for LeBron James from the Lakers. Best. All right. And they have 3 of them. Number 1, the Spurs. Number 2, the Heat. And number 3, your team, your town, the Philadelphia 76ers. Get excited!
It's about damn time.
So the Cavs aren't on that list.
They are not.
That's ridiculous that the Cavs aren't on that list.
I spoke with, at my ESPN shift,
Okay.
I spoke with Bobby Marks about that.
Right.
Bobby Marks, they would have to part ways with like 2 of their core guys, like a Donovan Mitchell
too much.
and
Too much
or a
then.
Darius Garland.
Yeah, you don't want to do
and
that. Yeah, you don't want to do
for
that.
one for a
Right, you're
for
not
like
doing
a
that.
swan song
Not
season
doing
with
that.
LeBron.
Not
So
doing that.
unless
Makes sense.
Unless the Lakers buy him out. The Lakers could buy out LeBron and then the Cavs could pick him
Could
up.
do it.
But they're not going to trade for him. Again, the Lakers need to think about what's best for them as well. So here's what they wrote for the Sixers. James and the 76ers could be a match for a variety of reasons. For starters, Philadelphia is better than their 24-58 record last season, which is true, but obviously the injuries is a big part of it. As a result of their nightmare, the Sixers got the 3rd overall pick where they selected VJ Edgecombe. They also have 2024 first-rounder Jared McCain returning from a knee injury and could still re-sign restricted free agent Quentin Grimes. Put James with star guard Tyrese Maxey. Notice, they didn't even put Embiid first. Put James with star guard Tyrese Maxey and Philadelphia's compelling young core, and the 76ers should be at least a top 8 seed in an Eastern Conference, reeling with injuries. Tyrese Halliburton out for the Pacers, Jason Tatum out for the Celtics. Plus, if Embiid can return at some point during the season, Philadelphia then has a 3-headed scoring monster in Embiid, Maxey, and James, and they are a legitimate threat in the East.
Oh, my God.
This is a franchise built to contend right now. Of course, that potential being realized is heavy reliant on health, which we all know. So, John, Philadelphia could base a trade package for LeBron James around Paul George and a future unprotected first-round pick, the 2030 first-round pick.
Do it in a second.
Yeah, not even a thought.
Not even a thought.
No, do it in a second. But the thing is, it's nonsense to say this team's not built to win right now. This team's not built to win right now.
In this Eastern Conference this 1 year, because again, LeBron, it's 1 year.
But this team is not built to win right now.
LeBron might be playing his last season.
It is. I mean, yeah, but I would do that deal in a second. Like I would. Look, I'm flying to L.A. August 7th.
You are. You could.
Paul George could come right with me. I'll take him to the Price is Right.
Would you fly LeBron back?
Yes. That's even better.
Because he's got to look at the Malvern.
I'll take him.
Remember that?
I'll take him to the Price is Right with me, and I'll take him to the Young and the Restless with me, and then I can fly LeBron back with me on Saturday. I'll even upgrade them with points.
Nice.
I got by the way, I upgraded both flights with points.
That's good work, buddy.
So I can upgrade them. Now, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to broker this deal. I'll even help pack.
What's amazing is they don't attribute this article to any of their writers. It's just Fox.
That's because
maybe it was
ridiculous.
Me.
La La Land.
Maybe it was me who wrote it.
Yeah, it might have been Andrew Salciunas, like 12-year-old Andrew Salciunas writing this.
All right, coming up next, we get into a national story.
Okay.
When it comes to football. And you mentioned it earlier. What the hell is going on with the NFL Players Association? I haven't even seen the new details that you talked about.
Oh, it's bad.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the
I'll let you give the main story first. I got some more.
It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phils drop another series. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies have lost 3 straight series now on both sides of the All-Star break, losing 2 of 3 to the Angels over the weekend. So it was not the start to the second half of the season the Phillies wanted. Ranger Suarez, he had a rough go yesterday. Lost 8-2, the Phillies did, and Suarez gave up 6 and 4 1/3 innings pitched. But the Phils did get some help with the bullpen over the weekend. They signed veteran reliever David Robertson to a deal for the rest of the season. That deal worth $5 million, so he can add some much-needed help to the Phillies bullpen unit, even though he is 40 years of age. His third stopover in Philadelphia. A couple guys that are younger than 40, but still on the older side, were big contributors over the weekend, with Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper going yard multiple times. Harper talked about the need for Schwarber to remain with the team after this year.
I think management knows that. I think Donovan knows that as well. They're going to make the best decision for our team, and if he's in those plans, obviously he should be here. He's been great for us. He's our leader.
Red Sox are in town tonight for a 3-game series. Starts at 6:45 p.m. this evening. Zach Wheeler on the mound. Eagles report to training camp tomorrow, so we'll keep you updated as we hear from coaches and players throughout the week from the NovaCare Complex. This update's brought to you by Rapid Radios. Their instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Connor Thomas on the home of the best birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Hi, my name is Phil E.
Twitter. There's only one account with Go Birds in it.
Is that a woman, man?
It's just Go Birds. Tweets in, Fox may have AI writing articles now, so they don't have to credit anyone.
Yes.
So I was curious. I was like, let me see. So I typed in, because the title of the Fox article was, could it happen? Best trade destinations for LeBron James from Lakers. So I went to Haley's favorite website, ChatGPT, and I typed in best trade destinations for LeBron James from the Lakers.
Hey, it got the West Virginia valedictorian their degree.
Oh,
come on, don't knock it.
Kids beware. ChatGPT could still be stupid. They have the Sixers as the fifth best trade destination for LeBron, which doesn't sound all that bad. Their trade package includes Tobias Harris, Jaden Springer, and picks.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. The Rockets are fourth.
Who says no?
The Rockets are fourth.
What do they trade?
James Harden?
To team up with Kevin Durant. No, Dylan Brooks, who was
oh my gosh,
traded to Phoenix to get Kevin Durant. And the Knicks were third for Julius Randle and Quentin Grimes.
Oh, that's a great trade.
Okay, so here's what I don't understand is how are kids using this in school?
I don't know. I guess they proofread it a little bit, but I don't know, man.
That's
I'd imagine most school topics are not updated as much as NBA rosters are.
Okay.
So there's probably less of a chance of outdated information if you're writing about, say, the Revolutionary
That's
War.
a good point. That's a good point. Fair point. There's not many pick swaps from the Revolutionary
George
War
Washington
that are still going on.
Still on our side.
All right, so the NFLPA has had a wild couple of weeks.
Oh, it's bad.
Now, first and foremost, this does nothing for the NFL. They will be just fine, and they will be, of the top 100 viewed events, 88 of them will be NFL related. Like, it's unbelievable. This league is just perfect, even though it's not always perfect. Lloyd Howell Jr., in case people don't know who he is, he was the leader of the NFL Players Association. He resigned on Friday, which was a lot of fun for me before my ESPN shift. He resigned on Friday after documents came out that he charged the union.
Not the Philadelphia Union.
Not the Philadelphia Union, the Players Association, the bank account that they have. He expensed multiple trips to strip clubs, including almost $800 worth of A-car service that took him from an airport to one of the clubs, and then it just sat there running until he was done.
Okay, for those who've never been to Atlanta, A-car is great because A-car is one of those ones where you rent it for the evening.
Yeah.
So if you have your kid going to prom, A-car stays with you. You're going out for a boys' night out and everything, A-car goes with you. We want to go here, we want to bar hop, we want to do... That car's with you the whole night. You can leave your stuff in it and everything like that. So, do you know how much they spent at Magic City? D-Led had it this morning.
Oh, yeah, that's part of this ESPN story.
Which is great.
Over $2,000 they spent at one night. So, in case...
How much was on wings?
Exactly.
Could have just been wings.
The wings could have been a couple $100, so then maybe that would have dropped it below the $2,000 mark, and it was like maybe $1,800.
You spent $50,000 on sides?
On just the services. I mean,
cash withdrawals were $525.
And he expensed all of it.
Yep.
How dumb are you?
From the club's ATM. So, for those who have never been to Magic City, I have. You literally get the Magic City like ATM receipt. He submitted it. $525 in the receipts. Here's the problem, though, too, is that then there were then hotel rooms that are now being tied to the same nights.
Oh, so there's now more. Okay.
There's now more coming out.
Oh,
so
oh boy.
So let's just say that this is, I think they're trying to head something off at the pass.
Yeah. And that's why he is resigned, quote unquote. That's a, hey, you might want to resign before this gets ugly.
You might want to get out from in front of this.
Yeah. Remember, when he wrote it off, it was for, I'm trying to find the exact terminology that he used, but here we go. It was for player engagement event to support and grow our union.
At the VIP room, stuff grows.
Yeah.
I mean,
Makes
it grows,
sense.
and the engagement grows.
You're not wrong there, pal.
I can tell you.
How stupid can you be? This is the same week we had Coldplay guy just out there and about, getting up on the. I know he wasn't probably expecting to be on the kiss cam, but like. You didn't hide your affair that you were having. How dumb are people? Unless they think they are untouchable, because this guy is a millionaire. He made his salary was over $3 million being the head of the NFL Players Association. Now it continues. I thought it was done after that. Yesterday, J.C. Tretter, who is also a big part of the NFL Players Association, who was a part of the head of getting Howell the role. When they did this private vote or whatever, I don't know all the terminology that they made. He was one of the leaders to get Howell his job. J.C. Tretter has since resigned because he's trying to say, I had nothing to do with this. I swear, this is getting really, over the last couple of days, this is a quote from him, it has gotten very, very hard for my family, and that's something I can't deal with. So the short bullet points are, I have no interest in being executive director. I have no interest in being considered. I've left the executive committee, know that. I'm also going to leave the NFLPA in the coming days because I don't have anything left to give the organization. That tells me that you're a part of this too, my man.
Now you guys led a very different pandemic than I did. I was still in Atlanta during the Lou Williams debacle.
Yes.
As they called it.
Yeah.
Where we led a different pandemic. We were living our lives while you guys were still in lockdown in 2020, in the summer of 2020. And Lou Williams went to Atlanta for a memorial service and then went and had his wings at Magic City.
Lemon pepper Lou, baby.
And everybody was like, okay, all I can tell you is lemon pepper would be my wing of choice. If I go with a flavored wing, lemon pepper would always be my wing of choice. The lemon pepper wings are to die for.
Okay.
Like really good.
Are they $2,000?
No, they're not. They're not that expensive. But we actually had wings where we asked local companies saying this guy was willing to risk his NBA stuff, his bubble, against it. So we had Magic City actually provided us with wings for our show.
Oh, that's good work.
And then we put their wings up against, we asked other places to put their lemon pepper wings up against Magic City. And we had fans that came by the Battery out in open air, come by and test the wings and say which the wings were the best. Magic City won the blind taste test, blew them away.
So maybe you would spend $2,000 worth.
So maybe it was just the wings. Maybe this man is being framed.
So now there's two, high up, the head and whatever Tretter's official title was. He was some sort of president. They have to fill two legitimate roles.
They do.
In the next 2 months. And oh, by the way, they're constantly negotiating with the league.
They are.
And they just lost. If I'm Roger Goodell, this is me probably taking it too big of a hit and then thinking too much. I was thinking about this over the weekend.
You don't take the hits as much.
If I'm Roger Goodell, my first response is, how can I take anything you guys are saying seriously? In any sort of negotiation.
I don't think that.
You can't.
No.
My man was using the NFL Players Association money on getting his rocks off.
Dude, being stupid does not. Plenty of brilliant men are stupid when it comes to women. And let's just say, the VIP rooms, let's just say, I have not partaken. I know many who have. I believe a lot of stupid decisions are made in the VIP rooms. And I believe that's what they're trying to head off at the pass.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're not...
They're not exchanging holy cards in the VIP rooms.
If your line is not negotiating in these big-time situations with guys who frequent strip clubs, you're not going to be negotiating a lot.
Yeah, because there's not going to be... Yes, seriously.
By
the way...
It is still crazy how they did it, though.
The people that he represents in the NFL Players Association, the NFL Players Association should have its own lane at Magic City. The NBA most of all. The NBA should just have its own.
Right.
I mean, honestly, they should have its own lane because you can find whatever NBA team is in town, you will find them in Magic City.
Now
they will be at Magic City.
Now it's been a weird couple of weeks because speaking of Tretter,
and by the way, you would call it the shoe show, is how you describe it. So, Connor, if you were going and you were in Atlanta and you would go, are you going to the shoe show tonight? You wouldn't say you're going to Magic City.
That's the code
You would
word.
say you're going to the shoe. Are you going to the shoe show tonight?
Nah, man, I'm sitting at the bar.
So
Not a shoe show
Shredder
guy.
also resigns because he was part of the Pablo Torre report
there you go.
that Shredder may have worked with some players to fake injuries. Remember when?
By the way, I don't think Pablo is going to Magic City.
Remember when?
I don't think you're going to bump into him there.
Remember when Saquon was like, "Yeah, I want more money. We're going to hold out," and there were a couple of players that were going to fake injuries. I wonder where they got that idea. And there may be a reason why that report comes out and not too long after Shredder resigns. Weird times in the NFL Players Association. All right, coming up next, we'll check the text messages, Key 3 as well. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Ray Dunn, Mike Missanelli.
Look at the Embiid era. You're telling me that a team
Text messages, and of course the key 3 coming up in a little bit. But I checked out our YouTube chat during the commercial break, and they were reacting to the Magic City conversation. You guys make me laugh.
What
so
about?
Andrew, not me, but an Andrew on the YouTube chat said, Magic City is Ray Dunn's apartment.
What?
And now they're all talking about
Ray Dunn's apartment being Magic City?
Ray, MBD says Ray is very familiar with Magic City.
How did Ray get roped into this?
I have no idea.
I bet you Ray has never been to Magic City.
There was one other one I saw that was great. Somebody mentioned how Ray Dunn gives better gift baskets than Derek Jeter. Tommy John said that. Where is this coming from?
By the way, Tommy John, I love your underwear. I did the endorsement for those. Those were great.
That's good work.
Yeah, I don't know how Ray got roped in.
I don't know how Ray Dunn is now all of a sudden Mr. Magic City.
We need to get Tommy John on here back because that was great.
Oh.
They would give you like the 6 free pairs of underwear like every month. Oh my gosh, it was the best.
That sounds
the
nice.
best, Jerry, the best. No, that's I don't think Ray Dunn would ever. I don't think he. Let's put it this way. Ray Dunn would look a little out of place at Magic City.
I could totally see Ray going.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, I could see Ray Dunn going.
No.
Ray's comfortable everywhere. We had a nice night in AC on Friday night.
No.
I'm not saying Ray would go because he's a horn dog. I'm just saying Ray. I could totally see Ray being
I could see Ray.
I would check this place out.
I could see Ray going. I'm just telling you is that you look a little out of place. Ray
Yes,
would
we
look a
understand
little
what
out
you're
of place.
saying. We're just saying Ray would go.
Ray would look a little out of place. Every time I looked out of place, it would be like, cop. There's a cop.
Oh, really?
He's like a cop, unless someone knew who you were. It's his way.
I think Ray would fit in very well.
He's the best.
A little bit of news for us Temple Owls fans.
I'll tune out.
No.
I'm kidding.
The American Athletic Conference is no more.
What?
They took the athletic part out. It's now just
probably fair.
They watched some of the football. It's terrible.
It is now just the American Conference.
I love that. See, I love that.
And they added a mascot. Soar. It's an eagle. Soar the mascot.
No, it's S-O-R-E.
No, it's S-O-A-R.
From some of the beatings.
Are there mascots of other conferences?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. The SEC does not have a mascot. So I'm guessing they're just. The league will use American Conference on first reference and American on subsequent references.
I like it when they just say the American. And they used to just say the American a lot. They would say the American.
A brand is more than a name, Tim Pernetti, the commissioner, said in a statement.
A mascot, though.
Over
that
the
is
past
a really
year, we
interesting
stepped
choice.
back and listened and involved our community. That's how real lasting identity is built. We're not slick. We're not strong. Oh, we're not slick. We're strong. This brand defines who we are. Service and mission. Driven institutions of higher learning with highly competitive athletics and deeply committed leaders.
Oh, actually, it does look like SEC has a conference mascot.
What is it?
It says here it is a fat drunk guy in a golf polo and khakis.
I could see that.
No, the SEC mascot would be a chubby, bowl haircut Southern boy with an undershirt underneath a polo shirt.
And drunk.
Yeah, that's basically what we got right there.
That'd be
yeah.
one. The
guy is drunk, but there he goes.
Wow, Ray Dunn. That is the Ray Dunn content. I'm always there for. By the way,
Yeah. I'm amazed that Ray Dunn is Mr. Magic City around here, apparently.
That's so funny.
What do we got in the text line, Connor?
All right, we have a check-in here from Tim in Delaware on the Phillies conversation, what John Middleton had to say. And Tim says, Middleton is correct, but this current team did the minimal at the deadline the past few seasons and had the same results, losing in an earlier round than before. Going big injects enthusiasm into the fan base, and doing the minimal infuriates the fan base. They need to go big this year.
Yeah, but the only thing that's go big is for a reliever. There's not a go big player other than Eugenio Suarez, who is a rental because he's a free agent at the end of this season. I would love to see here 35 home runs. sign me up. I would
That'd be
love
wonderful.
to see him. But like, do you believe that's real? What, him being traded?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, he's gone. He's going to be. I mean, he was asked about it at the All-Star.
And he's rental?
Yeah, he's a free agent after this season. Remember how Buxton was like, I have a no trade clause?
Yeah.
When he was asked a Yankees reporter asked him specifically, like, hey, how do you feel about the reports? He's like, yeah, they have a good team there. I could see myself fitting in. Like,
I'd hate that if I was his teammate, though.
I think they all get it. And
it's a business, but I'd still hate it.
I forget if it was Zach Gallen or Corbin Carroll about a month and change ago. One of them said, we have to start winning, or we know there are a lot of guys that won't be here anymore.
See, that's different. That's fact. The idea of talking about
they hadn't start winning,
potentially going to another team, I don't like that. Just don't dig it.
Yeah, well, he's going to go out and hit 30 more bombs for another team probably. What else we got?
All right, we have another check-in on the Phillies and what we've been talking about here. Jacob from Clearwater has his dream deadline, so we'll see what you guys think. Phillies get Eugenio Suarez, who we were just talking about, from the Diamondbacks. He becomes your second baseman. Justin Crawford gets called up. He's your center fielder. We trade for a back end of the bullpen guy, the best that we can get with the prospects left. So you add 35-plus home runs, speed on the base path, Gold Glove in the outfield, and a bullpen piece.
So we're moving.
Gold Glove in the outfield.
Crawford, he's saying.
Crawford's not Gold Glove. He's not supposed to be a Gold Glove center.
That's too much to say at that point.
Yeah, okay.
He could be. He's very good defensively.
Yeah, I mean, he's considered a plus defender.
So he's putting Suarez at second?
Yeah, to replace Stott.
You have to get Stott out of the lineup, dude.
Eugenio Suarez has played a total of 0 games at second base in his major league career.
Oh, I thought he played around the infield.
He's been saving all of them for the Phillies.
He's played shortstop.
Has he played short and third?
He's played a total. He's been in the league for 12 years.
Right.
He's played shortstop for 217 games.
Okay. What about third?
1,300. That's his position.
Then he can play second. Oh, now we're going to get a lecture from Mike on this. So,
dude, I'm not putting
him at second either.
Dude, I'm not.
Well, look, dude, for his bat and the potential deficiencies of him having problems fielding second, are you serious?
All right, he has led the league
getting Stott out of the lineup
3 times.
Yeah, but you're getting Stott out of the lineup.
Okay, I'm doing Stott Sosa platoon. Suarez is your third baseman. Bohm goes to first. Harper goes to right field. Castellanos goes to left field.
I don't hate you.
You already complain about fielding. You want to put a bad fielder at second base? Now
I don't hate you.
Now your middle infield is Turner and Suarez.
Yeah,
you want that?
Yeah, but wait a minute. But my second base just went superior bat. And helped every other part of my lineup.
Mister, you wanted Rojas to start because he's a better center fielder than Marsh. You're gonna make second base worse?
But every other part of my lineup gets better by my second base.
Yeah, but you could do that without putting Suarez in a position.
No, he made a compelling argument.
I'm not playing him at a brand new position.
I say catch it.
Yeah, let's go. Maybe you can pitch. Who knows?
JT's gotten hot lately.
Yes, he has. All right, it's time now for the Kincade Salciunas Key 3 best minutes from today's show.
Now, the Kincade Salciunas Key 3, today's best.
That was a great start. Second half of the season, dropping 2 of 3 to the Angels. I promise you, this is my promise for the Philadelphia audience today, Johnny. Good morning. That we will show more energy in this show over the next 4 hours than what I saw out of the Phillies yesterday. Game 1, all right, that sucks. Game 2 was electric. Yesterday, abysmal. Phillies dropped 2 of 3 to the Angels to start the second half of the season. And I'm the guy that keeps on talking about going all in. I still stand by it. That was not a fun start to the second half of the season, Johnny.
I'm going to say to you this, we'll talk about it because I see it's here that we'll talk about how this team looks, but I will ask you this. This team still has an all-in look to them? So you get to see 3 more games this weekend.
Yes.
This looks like a team that you say, dude, push all the chips in the center of the table.
They got David Robertson now, so that adds to my feeling of being all in.
They got a guy who you may have seen in your beer league softball or baseball. You may have seen him pitch in that league.
I can't waste a rotation where I feel like every single night my team has a chance to win. Last week on Friday when we were doing the show, who was it? Was it Jason Stark, who was on with the Mike Missanelli show, said that a GM of one of the contending National League teams that will be in the playoffs realized that their starting pitching is better than all of ours, right? And I feel like that's the case for every team, even the Dodgers, because the Dodgers have dealt with so many injuries.
Yeah, the Dodgers have
lined up different, but I'm talking rotation. Like the guy that's on the bump that's going to be pitching hopefully at least 6 innings will be better than the opposing team's pitching.
I'm not going to overreact because there's something that made me smile. I saw glimpses of the guy who who, honestly, he's the straw that stirs the drink.
Oh, yeah.
And without him, you have no shot.
Yep.
And Bryce Harper stole my heart and stole my imagination this week. And that maybe changes my whole idea, again, about where things can go. You see Schwarber playing Superman, well, I've sort of gotten used to that. But to me, seeing glimpses of, wait a minute, I know that guy. That's Bryce Harper. That came together. Now, yesterday was a sleepwalk, but it was a sleepwalk for the whole team. If I see Bryce Harper coming together, coming alive, and I see another week of that, yeah, just smile.
Now, here's where I was in a really bad place all week. Every time I saw the lineup come out.
Oh, boy.
I cannot watch a lineup where Brandon Marsh is the 6-hole hitter for a quote-unquote World Series contender.
What if they let him use a boat paddle?
Maybe that'll help.
I mean, come on.
That was game 1.
Come on.
Game 2, the game they win. They score 9 runs.
Yep.
I don't care. I cannot watch a World Series contender, because that's what this is all about, have Otto Kemp bat 6th.
Correct.
In the order.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, game 1, Marsh 6th. Game 2, Kemp 6th. How about yesterday, Marsh 5th, Kemp 6th.
Terrible.
I cannot watch a team that has World Series expectations have those two guys bat in the middle of your order. Now, again, this is because Max Kepler is atrocious. Another 0 for 4 day yesterday.
So you give all that data, and that's great, about what had you down. And you're still saying this team's worth being all in on? Andrew, even with that rotation that you're betting on that you love,
yes,
this team's not good enough.
That's why you make trades for players that can come here and actually make an impact in the lineup. Or that's why you finally call up the center fielder that everybody is waiting to see come up. Or that's why Alec Boehm, to your point, doesn't do dives off of
By the way, our listeners have seen it. Our listeners have seen it. If they've seen
missed this, man.
If they've seen, because many of our listeners will follow the romance department of Alec Boehm.
Yes.
And they saw his all-star breakdown at the Jersey Shore. They saw videos. There's a lot of stuff you wouldn't be doing if you had a broken rib.
Yeah.
Or maybe it caused you to break a rib. I don't know.
I hope that
Never
wasn't
know.
the
Hope
case.
that's not the case.
But to your
The
point,
videos are out there.
I know it sounds like I'm a lunatic here complaining about the lineup and then still wanting to be all in. That's why I need
That
to
doesn't
add
make sense to me.
But that's why I need to add to this lineup. I've been saying it since the Houston series. I can't watch this starting pitching get wasted.
But you got to fix the bullpen too. There's 3 legs of the stool. The starting pitching's a great leg, and it's strong. Unlike Connor's today, it's strong. The 2 other legs of the stool stink.
All right, that's the Kincade Salciunas Key 3 best minutes from today's show. Real quick, I just saw a headline from Pro Football Talk. David Montgomery, running back of the Lions.
Okay, is he still chat? If he brings up the Eagles, I'm going to.
No. This is
because he has a lot to say.
You understand what he's going to come from, but this will add to the pressure. Everyone's tired of being close. We need to finish. I'll try to read the entire article after the show, which, I'm sure the Lions players are tired of being close and they need to finish, but now they're going to start building up that pressure.
With new
Especially
coordinators.
now they have 2 new coordinators. Yep. I mean, at some point, you can't keep everybody.
I think last year was really their shot. I really do.
They're going to be good this year.
I think the coordinators played a lot of part of their success. But
they got closer the year before. They were up big time in San Francisco halftime.
Dan Campbell was horrible in the second half of that game.
They blew it, man, the past 2 years.
Man. Hey, H&H Heating and Air Conditioning is making a donation today to the American Association for Cancer Research, and you can too. Go to 975thefanatic.com/AACR because cancer research saves lives. Letting us get out and play golf today with our friends from Moyer Indoor Outdoor. Connor and I will be out at Hartfeld National.
Can't wait.
You guys
in
have some
Avondale. Going to miss you, Andrew, but we'll have a good time.
Oh, you guys will have a great time.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, Connor's going to be oozing all over the golf.
It's going to be awesome.
I have no skin on my right leg right now, so we'll see if they let me on the course.
Have a great rest of your day. Mike Missanelli Show comes right next. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning. Another day closer to camp. They report tomorrow. We'll talk about it here on 97.5 The Fanatic.